Yo! We are back! 2024. Welcome to the rundown. I'm Oz.
I'm Micah.
Hey, and we are your new lineup for the 2024 rundown. Steve is dead. He has departed. Well, he's dead to me because he gave up. He was like, "Oh, I don't want to do it anymore. It's too hard. I can't be bothered. I've got too much other things to do."
He wanted someone better to come in.
Yeah, so he's dead to me. No, we needed. You are the diversity hire. We were told we were too white, and we needed to. So you're the diversity hire. Just a box ticking exercise, bro. I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
But we've ticked it. So that's the thing. Like it's some people put their hands up and they're like, nah, not doing that. But not us. Right here, we are all about ticking those boxes. I'm really excited for this year, for this Brit Ball season.
Ooh, so am I.
And so's Aaron. Aaron's saying hi. So get out, bro. Are you drinking red wine right now?
No.
You are so fancy. You are so fancy.
No, I am not.
Here we are for the 2024 season, getting kicked off by Micah and a very nice 1997 Cabernet Sauvignon.
Nah, it's still finest, I think. But no, I'm looking forward to this season. This season alone is going to be interesting in my eyes, I'll say, for sure.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. 100%. Because I guess everyone has seen what has happened during this off season.
It's been a little bit of a crazy off season.
Yes, it has.
Yeah, we've had some drama. Tom's only here to see how my cat's doing. Which one, mate? I got a third. That's there we go. Rundown Oz cat update. Since the last season of the rundown, I've adopted a third cat. Took one home from work. So I'll open the door. We may get some visitors at some point. But we'll see. What is it that you? Because today's show is going to be a little bit of, we're going to muddle through a little bit just because. Okay, just disappearing on me. The moment I said we're going to muddle through, you're like, nah, I'm done. Like, if you do not have a proper show doc for me, I just don't want to do it.
Oh gosh.
No, it's just because it's preseason. So the team, I've got 3 cats and there are 0 teams in the Maidstone area. So it's because it's preseason and we're going to sort of muddle through a little bit because in Brit Ball, people have sort of muddled through in the preseason. You just kind of make it work and that's what we're going to do. We haven't really got a set outline, but I know you've got some big talking points that you want to go over. So we'll definitely make sure we touch on them. See you later. Again, it's me. I'm on my own because Mike has decided to cut his video. This is what happens. Oh, shit. Here we go again. You are absolutely right, Sam. That's it's just one of those things, guys. We're trying to iron out the kinks. This is what happens when Steve leaves. You know, Steve decided he was going to quit. He was going to leave me to run everything, and I have no idea what I'm doing. Russ, great to see you. Welcome back for another season. I do have a guest host, I swear, but he's currently just he's decided he's not going to play ball. He just doesn't. We talked about we might do like a marshmallow reveal for a little bit of it, but he's just decided to just give up entirely. Sam's decided to switch from his Twitter account to his Facebook account, so glad to have you back there. Alicia, beautiful. How are we doing? Everybody. Early predictions for winners and relegators. Definitely. That is definitely one of the things we're going to be touching on today. Where does Steve go? So Steve went into early retirement. Steve got so sick and tired of me winding him up on these shows that he's decided he's never doing another one. And the terrifying thing is I feel like I could click a button and just pull them out of thin air if I wanted, but I just don't think that's possible.
Okay, I am back.
I clicked the button, and Micah, this is my co-host, guys. This is my co-host. For those of you who don't know, this is Micah Richards. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself, bro? Like now that you're back.
Yeah, now that I'm back and everyone can hear me.
Give us your sort of like your Brit Ball history. Yeah. Give us your Brit Ball history and what your involvement with the game is looking like at the moment. Right.
Okay. Brit Ball history. I started playing in 2010. I want to say. Played for London Blitz. Was part of the first ever Blitz youth team to win a national championship. Then I moved on to playing at Hertfordshire Hurricanes, where we won the championship in 2012. Yes. And then from there, I made a silly mistake and decided to play for a team in South London. Not the Warriors. I played for London Olympians for a couple years, and then I moved back to London Blitz to finish off my career. So at the moment, I am taking 2 years out. As most people should know, I also am Enrich Sports, Enrich Photography, and just trying to build and bolster the game up through media. Yeah.
Cool. Well, we're glad to have you here at Sport Tank. We don't take anything seriously, so there's quite possibly that you'll add a nice serious side element. I doubt it. For those of you guys who followed along last season, we did have Micah on as a guest host last year, and he was a bit of a wet blanket because he refused to be, dragged into any discussions around anything. Oh, I can't do that. I'm affiliated with the team. I'm not.
I was affiliated.
Yeah, you're like, oh, don't put my predictions up because I'm scared that the team will get mad. And now you've just kicked them to the curb, and they fell apart. You kicked them to the curb, and they fell apart. Look what happens. You leave the team, and next thing you know, they're like, no, our coaches are quitting. We're going to fold our team. We're going to become one big squad, and we're just not going to be very good. Is that what's happened?
I don't know. Fair enough. You want to drop me straight into it? I don't know. But what I do know is that Blitz will be running with 2 teams this year.
Either of them going to be any good?
That is a very good question.
That's why I asked it.
And that is a question.
This is where I expect you to answer, because you're no longer affiliated with the team. This is the way that this works. If I ask you questions, you're expected to answer the questions.
Okay. I don't really expect them to do leaps and bounds. Would I expect them to stay in the Prem and they end up becoming one whole team in Division 1? Possibly. That's more likely an outcome at this moment in time. But again, I don't know who stayed at the squad, who stayed in the team, who's left.
You've got to have mates in the team, though. Like you don't have to names or anything, but any insider information that you can provide.
I wish I knew who actually stayed. No. Most of the people I know have actually transferred, so that is another thing. So again, Blitz is going to be a whole new different team. They won't be the.
So are you okay? Would it be safe to say? Do you think then that it's going to be? We might as well just jump into a little bit of an overview of the Prem South then.
Yeah.
Would it be safe to say then that we're going to have Bristol and the Warriors just up at the top, and then are we saying that the Blitz are now going to be down in the muck with Solent and Cambridgeshire and
Cheaters? Yes, probably most likely. Yeah.
All right.
Now, where they finish, that is up to those.
So Nathan said Blitz 3, like, yeah, and that would be what you would assume anyway.
That is definitely what I think everyone would assume anyway. But who knows? Who bloody knows anymore?
I mean, you got to be bold with it. Yeah,
you got to be straightforward. But I do have a power ranking later, which may shock a lot of people to see where I have put people. So we will go to that later.
I'm excited. Right. So from here, where do we want to? So there we go. That's what I'm saying. That's the drama that we want to see right here.
Cats 3.
Yeah, Cats at 3. Cats at 3. Absolutely, Russ. So we've been told that might have issues, but they've always been a good team. That's the thing. The Blitz have always been a decent team. So we wouldn't assume that they would just collapse like a
off.
flan in a cupboard right about now and then. But it's
from hard.
It is interesting.
It's one of those hard situations because Blitz have always been one of those teams that you expect to see in the playoffs, a team that you expect to be challenging to become the first team in the South. Try and give Warriors a challenge, but again, that hasn't happened for 7 years, maybe, since it's been a really tight game. So it's a hard one to really go off, but it's something that we just have to really think and look at.
So I'm just having a quick look. We've had our fixtures announced, haven't we? All the fixtures have been released. We start in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Start next week.
Is it 2 weeks? Oh,
Sunday.
Okay.
Literally Sunday. Sunday starts this Sunday.
Right. So we've been told that the Cats made a great addition with Russell, the sexy beast Begbie in the coaching department. So that means Russ, who was long-time addition with Hertfordshire, has decided to move across. Here we go. So Russ has spoken on it himself. So he's moved across since Mark Moss has stepped down. So he's now with Cambridgeshire. Frankie wants to know what's our predictions for Aztecs Warriors this year.
We will come to that when it. See, now these, if we go by what happened last year, I'm so annoyed. I'm annoyed that the game that they had at Greenwich was, what was it, like 33-30, something ridiculous.
Yeah, it was a really close game.
If we're going off of that game, those games from last year, especially when Aztecs beat Warriors at home, the South could be very interesting. It could even go up to the last, till they play again. But whoever gets that first victory, they're in the driving seat for sure.
I think because obviously there's always been sort of the I wouldn't call it a rumor, but people have always said that Bristol doesn't travel well, because out of Bristol, so they're always stronger at home. So you would say then, are we looking at maybe a split series where Bristol takes the home game and the reverse fixture? London takes that, but
they travelled well last year.
Yes,
they travelled very well last year, and I think they have sort of set themselves up very well, especially with having the option of getting the UWE players.
So there we go. We've been told first right off the bat, first game for them is Bristol
Warriors. Yes, on the 11th of May, on the 12th of May, which I am definitely going to be at, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
There with your camera on the sideline, snapping all the pics.
Yes, of course. What else would I do?
I don't know, mate. That's the thing. It's what you do with your spare time. I have no idea. Right. Okay. So if we want to just touch on, is there anything else you want to touch on the? Okay. Cool.
Nah,
we'll go this way. Will Manchester Titans decide to compete in European competition stretch them too much?
No. No, it won't, because it's a one and done game. If they lose, that's it. And you have to remember that the Titans have a very big squad.
I was going to say, they're rocking about 80 or 90 anyway, aren't they?
Yeah. So I think it was when they first won the championship, they had the
B team.
It was about 100.
Yeah.
It was 100 deep. And they've obviously added to their team this offseason as well. And yes, they may have lost some players to retirement and gone to Germany and gone abroad to play, but I don't think it will be that much of a problem for them. So it will be interesting. And again, you've had O-linemen from different Div 1 teams go in there, even some running back players and even some receivers have gone there now. So they tried a B team, but they decided too much work.
Easy to run it as one giant squad. Yeah.
And
so how do you feel then about them compete? Like you said, it's a one and done. So if they're winning, then do you reckon they win first match?
Who is their first match against?
I'll have to look it up, and I'll be honest with you. I have no idea about these European teams, so this is why I'm asking you, because I've got no clue whatsoever.
That is a Good. I think the team that they're playing is upcoming fixtures. They're playing Stockholm Mean Machines. I have no idea. Didn't know that was a team, but we could have a quick look and see.
So I had a mate from Australia who played out in Sweden probably about 5-6 years ago now.
Yeah.
And he was on the Australian World Cup team for the IFAF World Championships.
Wow.
He was a starting QB for them. He was playing out in Sweden, and he said that from what he said, the level of quality out in Sweden was decent. Like he compared it to like higher, so quality back home in Oz. Like unless you've got more imports, it's I would say it's probably halfway between sort of Prem and Div 1 level. And he said that the Swedish level of competition was better than what they were looking at in Australia back home. So, I mean, if anybody's got more input on the outlook of the Swedish game, we'd love to hear it. But
I'm just reading an article. It seems like they played against the Orable Black Knights, which I think they are in the top division. It looks like they won that game. They won their season premiere. They won their season opener. So again, they might be a really good team. And it says that their defense is very, very strong. So yeah, their defense is great at the passing game. That's what I'm reading here. And they apparently shut down their running game as well throughout the game. Again, they could be.
We're gonna shorten it up. We're gonna shorten it up and say we have no idea whether Manchester's going to win or not. Just because neither of us. Well, okay, I'm based in the north, but Micah's more tapped into the UK game than I am, and I'm on the other coastline. I don't really pay attention to the far coast. So let's take a. Does Sweden League allow imports? Yes, but they have a limitation on them.
I think it's 1
or 2 per team. Well, they must do because Jared was born and bred in Australia and he got a visa. I want to take a div by div look. Now you've got power rankings. You did your power rankings purely for Prem.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So with that, we'll start at the bottom then, and then we can get into your power. We can get into your power rankings. So yeah. Frankie said, Tougher Q, who's second team in the North is at EKP or Edinburgh. We're going to touch on this, guys. We're going to bait you. We're going to talk about Div 2 first. We're going to save Prem for the end, so that way we can get Micah to have a full sort of discussion about his power rankings. But to start with, we're going to talk about Div 2 because we've had more realignment. We've had some more shuffles.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have, and it is getting to a point now where, it's getting a bit ridiculous.
So we've got the 2 SFC teams. When is the weather chat? The weather will be a little bit later. That will probably be. I'd say we'll look to have a discussion about weather about 9:00, just for an update at least. So we're going to have a look at the SFC 2 West to start with. So SFC 2 West, obviously we had a whole bunch of teams drop out from down that region. We lost Torbay last year. We lost there was somebody else that dropped out as well. There's now 2 teams from the Southwest in associate. So Torbay has gone back into associate status, and we've now seen the Plymouth Vanguard arise.
Just everything.
I mean, I get it. There's a bit of a journey between Plymouth and Torbay, but other teams have got bigger. Torbay. Yes, Torbay are associate. They dropped out last year, and they had to. They were essentially removed by BAFA, and they have to reapply via the associate process. So 4 teams in the SFC 2 West. We have the Berkshire Renegades.
Yep.
Cornwall Monarchs.
Yeah.
Sussex Thunder and the Swindon Storm.
I only know 1 team from there.
Which team is that?
That's a lie. I know 2. That's a lie. Berkshire Renegades and Sussex Thunder.
Ah, man, you missed all of the fun talks about the Corn Bay, where that was last year's talking point. Yeah, the Monarchs UK tour this season. Yeah, you're coming from Cornwall and you are going to Sussex, Swindon, and Berkshire. That is a hell of an away tour.
Well, travel Saturday. Yeah,
mate. Like my sister lives in Cornwall. Like right down. I don't know where Cornwall where the Monarchs play in terms of. Can someone let me know whereabouts in Cornwall? Are they near the Devon border? But my sister lives down near Penzance, so I have made the journey down that way, and it's like I did the journey from Guildford, so obviously in Surrey. That was the most recent time I did it. Don't Cornwall have OVE as well? So Monarchs are near Redruth, right? Okay, so there we go. Penzance, Redruth. That's a long fucking way to go, bro. Like, oh, Tom,
it's at the bottom of the country.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Tom, we're not going to hear. The reason Tom is so sarcastic about this is obviously Tom is associated with the Highland Stags, so they're based out of Inverness. If they want to play anybody, actually, their closest team was Aberdeen, who was 2.5 hours away.
And
Aberdeen are now in associate. So for the Highland Stags, and we'll talk about this in Scotland, for the Stags to play any games at all, they got a long fucking way to go. But that doesn't discount the Cornwall. Like, yeah.
How did Cornwall do last year?
They were terrible. They got fucking pasted. They were not very good. So they've got an out of conference game against Ouse Valley in the middle of May.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So they play Ouse Valley. So it's but it's okay. It's not so Russ. The out of division game is Ouse Valley's making the trip down to Cornwall.
Oh,
so it's not as bad the Monarchs do get a home game against Ouse Valley. But yeah, still, Jesus Christ. Right. So you said you only know 2 teams from this division then.
Yeah.
Who do you think wins it then?
I'm going to Sussex Thunder.
You reckon the Thunder?
Yeah, I think the Thunder's will win it.
Mate, they were also terrible last year.
They were, but again, they're really the only team that I know that would have some sort of legit players on their team.
Can I introduce you to the Swindon Storm?
Okay.
Because the Swindon Storm were good last year.
But not good enough to get promoted. Because I believe they got... actually, no, I'm lying to you. The Swindon Storm were not good last year. I'm thinking of a completely different team. No, it's the fucking Shropshire Revolution. Yeah.
I'm thinking of the Revs. I was thinking of the Revs. I got them mixed up. The Storm were not.
Definitely a different team for sure.
Yeah. No, the Storm weren't great.
Yeah. For me, it will be the Thunder. It will have to be the Thunders that will probably get promoted back up to Division 1. What a fall from grace they've had.
It's not great.
No, it's not.
I don't know. Like it's the thing is with that division. So that division finished with I want to say like 2 teams or some shit. Like they did not do very well last season. Like they had teams dropping out. Like Torbay dropped out. Cornwall.
Somerset Ravens.
So Somerset got promoted.
And
Phil's just let us know that the Revs are promoted as well. So that was why I was thinking of the Revs being a great team because they got promoted. I reckon Berkshire are a bit of a dark horse in this division.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of faith when it comes to Sussex. Like I still remember when it would have been 2 years ago, 3 years ago now. Their former head coach came out and was like, "We're going to go 10-0" in an interview with Steve, and then they proceeded to go like 0-10 or 1-9, and they just got absolutely pasted. And ever since then, it's just left me in stitches. And then they had a whole bunch of drama. They had a fight. They had fights on their sideline. Like the whole team just fucking combusted.
Wait, weren't hold up, weren't they in a playoff game recently against the Cheaters 2 years ago? You sure it was?
Would have been 3 years ago. They had a playoff game 3 years ago. 2 years ago, they completely fell apart at the seams, and then got. Yeah, it was.
That really was a long time when I remember walking to that field, and all I could hear was "What's new, pussycat?" I'm like, oh Lord, he's playing cat songs, right?
That reminds me of Rushmore when they came out on their social media and called Hertfordshire a bunch of pussycats, and then
I'm thinking of the wrong team. Yeah, that's me thinking of the wrong team. Yeah.
So Berkshire didn't play a non-competitive season, haven't been any good since. 2 years ago they dropped. Yeah, they dropped. So 2 years ago they dropped from Div 1, having not won a game. So that was when they got relegated. And last year they struggled. They were definitely middle of the pack.
Yeah. And they had a tough division last year, to be fair. To go again, they did have a very tough division. If I'm correct, they had East Ketton Mavericks, Colchester Gladiators, Ipswich Cardinals, East Essex Sabres.
Yeah, so they went 2-6 last year. So the Mavs were good, the Glads were average, and the Cardinals were average.
Yeah.
So Richards just said that Div 1 got propped up in the South by a lot of promotions. So the whole of Div 2, the whole of the South and Div 2 is basically 1.5 rather than 2 conferences. A lot of travel for all. Yeah, there was a lot of promotions, and then they got gutted from other teams dropping out to associate. The Thunder went 2-6, and their only 2 victories were over the East Essex Sabres, and the Sabres were horrendous last season, to the point where I don't even know if they exist anymore. Did they So someone rebranded and became the
Essex Trident. So
Essex
it was
Trident.
the two Essex teams, I think.
That was it. Yeah. The Sabres, Sabres, and the
Spartan. No,
the Spartans.
Yeah. So they joined together. So
yeah.
Again, let's see what happens there in that aspect. But yeah, that's at least more teams are joining together instead of there being teams getting created. More teams getting created, just diluting the game and making it pointless. There's no point in creating new teams.
I do. So Aaron's just mentioned that Essex did the Corn Bay move, and I'm always all for this, right? If you've got 2 teams that are underperforming in a general area, merge them.
Yeah.
Absolutely merge them. If you've got 2 teams that are just struggling, then absolutely. So I do like the move that they've done to become the Essex Tridents. Tridents is kind of a cool name. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I feel that. I can get behind that. So if we look at the Cornwall Monarchs, the Monarchs won 2 games last year. Those 2 games were against Torbay. Torbay's now an associate.
Yes. So again, Sussex Thunder are probably the team to win.
Man, I can't trust them.
If Berkshire didn't play any competitive game last year,
so Berkshire went 3-5 last year. I still think the Storm are going to be troublesome. Like this division is to be honest, it's kind of wide open.
Yeah, the thing is, whoever wins out of that division will probably get smacked.
Exactly. I do not see a promotion team coming out of this division. No. I can see depending on how the associate status goes, because with two Devon-based teams in associate status, if they pass the associate program, if they pass the associate status, then we could be looking at 2 more Southwestern teams coming, and then bam, we've got another realignment because Sussex buggers off to another division, Berkshire probably buggers off to another, and so. But Aaron has made nobody wins. Nobody wins in this division. It will just all be no.
As long as there's no more 0-0.
That's what nil means.
If there just happens to be more ties like last year,
give me some nils. I want some soccer scores. I want some 1-0s, 2-0s, 2-0s, 3-0s. Mate, two safeties. Give me a 4-0. I will lose my mind.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure we had a 5-3 last year, if I remember rightly. I think South Wales versus somebody. I think that was a 5-3. That was a safety and a field goal versus a field goal. So Tarek's popped in just to let us know the Tridents are available. Nil was the greatest game of my life. What a vibe! that is peak Britball right there. Like, that is peak.
Oh gosh, I couldn't handle it.
So yeah, we look at the SFC 2 West. No promotions coming out of this.
No.
But look at the East. We've got Colchester Gladiators, Essex Tridents, Ipswich Cardinals, Ouse Valley Eagles.
For me, it's probably got to be Colchester.
You reckon?
It probably will, because I've never seen Ouse Valley be good. I know.
Okay. So Ouse Valley was good back in like 2015 or 16, I want to say. Maybe even a little bit before then.
So a very long time ago.
Yeah. Wow, shit, nearly 10 years ago. Oh, that's terrifying. That's depressing.
Exactly. You can't go for a bad spell like that and just automatically regain. It's impossible.
They were, so Russ has just popped up and said no, they weren't. So Russ is refusing to accept that Ouse Valley were good 10 years ago. I remember playing against Ouse Valley, and I thought they weren't bad. I didn't think they were great, but I thought they weren't bad. I look at this one, and
again, someone has to get
the Glads. I think the Glads. I think that's the thing. Someone does have to go up from, and it's nobody from the other division.
No.
The thing is, the Tridents could be frisky because
combining
the Spartans,
two teams.
Okay, so the Spartans were in Div 1 last year, and they struggled, but they weren't a bad outfit the year before. They were a middle of the pack outfit the year before in 2022.
True.
East Essex struggled in Div 2 last year, so they could be frisky. I don't like the Cardinals because they had a whinge on social media about us about 3 years ago, and I hold a grudge. I'm gonna be honest. The Cardinals had a whinge about me and Steve on social media about 3 years ago, and they hold a grudge. Surely a joint team will be strong with depth. Absolutely.
True.
Doesn't mean any of the players are any good. You can have a really deep crap roster. I'm not saying they do. I'm just saying hypothetically, you can just have a lot of bad players. It is possible.
Yes, but then we also have to put in the fact that some players will travel to play at a better team.
Yeah.
So will they join? Will the players that were good stay at the team and go play in Division 2, or, as we have seen, will most players end up leaving and then probably traveling to Kent and join the Mavs?
The Mavs are because the Exiles are now in, because they got relegated into last year. So both the Mavs and the Exiles are in Div 1, aren't they? Yeah, big old rivalry games there as well.
So again,
I think the Glads are the safe bet, because you got to remember Colchester. The Glads are also, Colchester is, I'm pretty sure it's in Essex. Yeah, it is. It's in Essex. So even if you don't want to play for the Tridents, the Glads are still there. The Glads have been, again, a decent organisation. Mate, every time we mention the Mavericks, Benny's going to pop up. I just know he is. He's just, Benny is Mavs Matt. Like, wow, I can't blame him. They had a great season last year. They did. There we go. Mavericks versus Exiles. It's the Kent Bowl. Surely there's a better name than Kent Bowl.
Yeah, there's got to be something better than that. But we'll figure it out by the end of the game. Before the end of the episode.
Well, by the time those two play, we'll have spitballed a better idea than Kent Bowl.
They play Sunday.
We've got we got 145. We got 145 people in here. I'm sure someone can come up with something better than Kent Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm calling the Glads. I'm calling Glads to win this division and for promotion.
Yep.
Obviously, we're going to take the flip side. It's a terrible thing to say, but does anybody fold from these two? I think we can see a fold from because, mate, Div 2 teams there's always a Div 2 team folding. Always.
It will probably be a team from the southwest, from the west.
Yeah. Well,
travel, Cornwall Monarch players don't hate me, but it'd probably be you, because I don't think you will want to travel like up and down the country on a Sunday morning or Saturday night, and then it seems kind of point.
Yeah, Cornwall did struggle for numbers halfway through last season
unless the Torbay players go there, which then means that Torbay shouldn't be an associate team. They should just combine.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's the Torbay players. I think some Torbay players left. Apparently, the Vanguard have had a really good turnout. So Plymouth Vanguard, and well, because there's a uni team based out of Plymouth as well, isn't there?
Yes. I think.
So they're calling it the Battle of Kent, is what they're calling it. The Battle of Kent. Can't you just call it like a bunch of Kents? Like I feel like that's much better. You got two full teams and you're just a bunch of Kents.
We've got Battle of the Medway, Bowl of Kents.
Yeah, the water. Bowl of Kents. The water tastes like it's coming from a toilet bowl.
Up with 300 against us. Wow.
Yeah. So there we go. The Plymouth Blitzer and Bucks, and then the Vanguard showed up with approximately 300 to versus the Bobcats in preseason. So that's the thing. I think we're going to see a Cornwall fold. I think we're going to see a Cornwall fold, and they're going to travel up. And then the Vanguard might just be the level of stability required in the West Country. Mate, honestly, I don't care who it is. Just someone give us a decent level team from somewhere south of Somerset. That's all I want. Because at the moment, once you get past Somerset, there's just no decent stability football. Like everybody's, and if you're gonna have a whinge and say, "Oh, the Vanguard," you're an associate, mate. I don't care. Come back once you played a full season of adult, and you're like, cool. And then I will change my opinion if I have to. But at the moment, it's so unstable in that whole region. Once you get past Somerset, that someone just fucking sort it out, please.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm allowed to swear. Well, we could be turning over a new leaf in the rundown to 2024, and
we could try.
Might be trying to do things well this year. We don't know. So I'm calling SFC 2. The promotion from the south is going to be Colchester.
So we both got Colchester.
Yeah, both got Colchester, and I reckon we're going to see a fold from Cornwall. It's never nice to predict a team folding, but at the same time, it kind of is.
Sometimes it's necessary.
It is. Vanguard have a great setup. Kai's popped up saying it's just Battle of Kent. Well, we'll be talking about the bunch of Kents in a very, very short amount of time. So if we make our way to, we're going to stick with Div 2. We're going to stick with Div 2, but we're going to head up the country. And we started in the West for the SFC, so we'll start in the West for the NFC. That's the Lancashire Wolverines, the Lee Miners, the Samwell Steelers, and the Staffordshire Surge.
Yeah.
How the mighty have fallen for the Steelers. But they were a Prem team.
They were a Prem team.
They literally went like Prem, Div 1, Div 2. And
as long as they don't go associate, then But I've heard good things, and Sandwell actually might get himself promoted again. Who knows?
Have you heard some good things out of Sam?
Yeah, I'll probably give Sandwell the promotion out of these lot.
Oh, right. So you're not even going to bother looking at the NFC 2 East?
Well, they'll win the division. I never said they'll.
Okay. Well, you said promotion. Yeah. So if
they'll win the division. They'll get into playoffs.
Yeah. So Lancs versus Shropshire might decide that div. I didn't think Shropshire were in this div anymore. I thought
Shropshire got promoted. So
I thought they got promoted. Yeah,
they had a brilliant run into.
Mate, they were amazing last year. They went 8-0 and they trounced everybody. So I don't think I'm pretty sure Shropshire is the Div 1 team now. Yes, for the Div 2 side of it, we got the Lancashire Wolverines, Lee Miners, Samwell Steelers. There we go. Phil's just backed me up on that. Shropshire is indeed a Div 1 team. Thank you, Phil. Lancashire Wolverines, Lee Miners, Samwell Steelers, Staffordshire Surge. Surge. And there we go. Anthony is So this is what I did. This is the issue. We've got the Swindon, Shropshire, and Staffordshire. They're all, one's a fidget spinner, one's a fucking wash machine cleaner, and the other one is just a weather.
Yeah.
Type.
So,
but I get all three of them mixed up, and I'm sure other people do too. I'm picking the Staffordshire Surge to win this division.
I'm going with Steelers.
I think the Steelers will give them a good run for their money. Lancs are the weirdest team, man. Like Lancs will either turn up and they will just give either a top tier team a run for their money, or they'll put a beat down on a relic, like on a bad team, or they will just get the literal fecal matter kicked out of them. Like,
but so neither of us have looked at the minors.
No. Like Lee are feisty. But you know they got 4 wins last year, and I think 2 of them came against Crew, who are now in associate status. Like Crew are gone. Crew are now associate because they struggled for numbers, and they before I think it was about a month ago they decided we're not doing it. We're going.
To be fair, I feel if you drop out because you can't get the numbers, I don't think that they should be able to be associates straight away.
I feel like you should have to take a year off.
Yeah, you should literally take a year off, sit down, reevaluate everything that's gone wrong. Because if you come back in, you drop out again, you're just messing the league up.
It's not just that. I think you should have to be able to prove commitment of your roster. So it's like you're forced to take that year off, and your players have to decide whether they actually care to play for your team, and will return to give you a full roster the next year, or whether they're going to bugger off to someone else, play football, and they're going to stay somewhere else. Yeah. So I think if you drop because of numbers, you should not be able to go instantly into associate and look for reapplication. You should.
It doesn't work.
No,
because then you're just doing the same old thing over and over again, thinking for that is going to be another situation that's going to change. It's not going to work.
Absolutely. So Lee, they might steal a win here or there off of Lancashire, but they haven't got a team like Crew to beat up on in their division anymore. So, so you're calling Steelers, I'm calling the Surge. Right.
Yep.
We're gonna go cross country then to the NFC 2 East, make our way into Yorkshire. We've got the Darlington Steam, who are actually in County Durham, Doncaster Mustangs, Gateshead Senators. That's my local team, the Senators. Lincolnshire Bombers and the Wakefield District Raiders. Isn't any associate equivalent of the year off? It is, but it's not. Like I think. Yeah, so as Tony's just mentioned here, problem is player will want to play, so associate teams will struggle to keep numbers. Mate, they're struggling to keep numbers when they're playing anyway.
Yeah,
that's the whole point. The reason you got pushed to associate is you didn't have the numbers. So you've just told the league we cannot, even when we're playing like adult contact football, not associate but actual contact football. You've told them we can't field a team.
Yeah, like. I think, was it 2 years ago where a team played a whole season it was the Steelers. They played a whole season with 21 players. Like we've had a couple of them where I think who was it? I think at one point East Kent last year had linemen playing both ways. Like their D linemen and O linemen were playing Iron Man. Exactly. So
and that's in the Prem.
So that you look at it, it's just like Kent.
East Kilbride. No, East Kilbride is who I'm talking about. Sorry, Tony. Yeah, sorry, I got my EK mixed up. Tony be able to confirm this because I remember Tony telling us through last season that they had multiple players playing, like for East Kilbride, they had multiple linemen playing both ways because they would. Yeah, Exiles did as well. Gary's just said. The Plymouth Blitz, yep. So that's Bucks.
Yeah.
So we've just So Jay's just mentioned that the Mustangs to win their division.
I don't know. I actually don't know anything about any of these teams. I'm going to be 100% honest.
There we go. So Tony's just confirmed there. The East Kilbride side of things, they had tight ends playing O-line. They had O-line and D-line playing both ways. So they were playing Iron Man. It's if you have to fold because you haven't got enough players and you have to go back to associate, like then you haven't got enough players. And then if they're gonna bugger off and play somewhere else, then you should have to sit down and reevaluate your entire foundation of not only your catchment area and your recruitment area, but everything else involved and how you're setting up your team, that you can't draw more people in to provide a stable basis.
No. it's it's like one of those like just creating teams for creating sake. It doesn't work. So
more teams is not necessarily better for the sport.
No, it makes it
better teams and higher quality infrastructure in terms of that team is better for the sport.
Yep, a better product, a better just having a better product.
Sustainability. Sustainability.
Yep, if you have one team that has 12 coaches, do you know how much better that would be than having 3 teams in one area and then having 4 coaches for each team? It doesn't make it any better.
So this is a controversial take of maybe it's time to move to 7 or 8 man. No. I think we can still support 11s.
No, we can support.
I've played 7. 7s is so much fucking fun. 7s is great.
To do that, you'd have to do that for Division 2. If to make it make sense, you can't do that for Prem. You can't do that for Division 1.
No.
It will have to be just for Division 2 for that to be a thing. But then when they get promoted, then what?
I'm not sure.
So it won't. So it's not really that's not a feasible. That it's a great idea, but I don't think it's very feasible going forward if you think about it.
But let's go back to the NFC 2 East. You mentioned you're not a massive sort of you're not really clued up on the northeastern teams.
No.
Let me fill you in then, because this is my, I wouldn't say bread and butter, but these are the teams that are closest to me, so I pay a little bit more attention to them because if I'm going to talk shit about them, they have a chance of turning up on my doorstep. More recruitment from Bucks to adult. So many more uni ball players out there that don't stay in football after uni. And then Tony's saying that he means the 7 or 8 for lower teams for a development league for players sort of thing. And then, youth and junior setup should be looked at as part of the associate process. Absolutely.
I thought it was. I thought most teams have to have a sort of youth program.
I have no idea what the associate process fully entails, but I feel like if it doesn't have like a mandatory youth junior setup like linked to you, even if it doesn't matter if it's not yours, but you need to be linked to it to have that filtering process. And I think that's a good point from what Jack says here, that there's so many more players. There's so many players from uni ball.
Yeah.
That just stop once they
my thought process on that is that I don't think like most senior teams go out to the unis that are close to them and try to recruit the players, because most uni students stay around the area throughout the summer if they're going back for their last year or the next year for uni. And some people actually stay in the town when they finish uni. But uni, I don't think coaches from senior teams actually go to university games. So you can't really, like, if they don't go to games, how you expect people to stay and play for your team?
There's a massive missed opportunity in converting from uni to senior ball, and I think that's one of the things that and I literally went sort of full deep throat on the Highland Stag setup last year. Like I went up and I met with the guys and I fucking loved everything that I heard about the way that they do things, and because they have guys that will, so they have the Cats as their junior setup that they've got, the Highland Cats, and then they will go from the junior side, and then a lot of them will leave the area and they'll go down to like the Wildcats. Sorry, Steve's just confirmed. I should know. I've got fucking t-shirts all through the house. And they will after they sort of reach uni age, they go to like the University of Stirling, things like that. They then come back. There we go. Thanks, Tom. Tom can just literally type it all out and fucking say it for me because I'm going to butcher it. But they will go and they keep the links while they're at uni, and then once they finish uni, they then come back. And then come back to the Highland team. So they've got a really high conversion rate of their youth junior setup. And they're in the ass crack of the North. Like they are literally in the world's butt crack. And they're still managing to roll out an amazing product. So.
Yeah. I do get what you mean with this, Kerry, that some uni teams won't ensure their kit is collected. But at the same time, if the senior
A
team,
lot of senior teams, and also a lot of senior teams have their own
kit.
Yeah.
But even if that's a problem, if the senior teams make a connection with the uni team, I'm sure that will not be a problem.
If it's done at an organizational level, there can be sharing between the two organizations.
Yeah. So I'm 100% sure that is a problem that could easily be fixed if you make that connection. I don't see why it shouldn't work.
So from the 200 plus players I played with at the UAE, under 10 are still playing, he believes. So he's 30. So Stuart's 30, like 10 years ago, 10. So what's that? 5% conversion rate. Why should the adult team be beholden to recruiting uni players? Uni players know the team is there. If they don't want to play for the adult team, then that surely tells you all you need to know about the players' cultural values. Why should they be beholden? Because you need these are this is your influx. That's such a Ollie. I love you, my man. I absolutely love you. That's such a close-minded boom of you. Like, why should we be catering to them? Because they are the lifeblood of what's going to keep your team alive.
So basically, what you're saying is that NCAA coaches shouldn't go out to high schools and scout high school players because they shouldn't need to do it.
They should. Yeah, the high school kids should be going to those colleges and going, I want to play for you.
Yeah. Like, that's basically what you're saying. If you want to have a great product, you need to go out and sort of recruit these players to come in and learn from you. So then it makes the uni product better. So then the senior ball gets better because they will be playing consistently and getting a lot better and better and better. So that statement, I'm sorry, but that doesn't work for me.
Ollie, mate, that is a freezing cold take. That's probably the only one I've heard come out of your mouth. Well, it hasn't come out of your mouth, but this is probably the one time I haven't agreed with Ollie, and I'm just I'm sorry, my brother. I'm on the other side of the fence for that one with you. So Richard's saying it's catch-22 with Baffa moving the transfer forward to June and Bucks is a transfer. It restricts this, right? Someone who knows a little bit more about uni ball is going to have to.
It doesn't. It does not, because you can play at uni ball. You can play at senior ball, and uni ball finishes in March. You transfer over before the season starts. You can transfer at any time from uni ball to senior ball. And then you transfer from senior ball to uni ball because uni ball don't start till October. So
this is a good point. Double subs, double costs.
All right,
that is a massively fair point. If you are a uni student and you're working like a part-time job, or you're literally just I'm assuming you guys have like student finance over here for like families that don't earn a certain amount of money. Yeah. So if you're getting like student finance or something, like having to fork out like what Baffa keeps bumping the subs as well. So it's probably what's it at for this year? Like 300 and something?
Some teams are different. So I don't know.
Yeah, true. And that's it. That's the other thing. Teams set their own subs and stuff.
They set their own things for students. And again,
and then you've also got the Baffa registration fees on top as well. So that's like another 50 quid.
Maybe there's some students could get a set price if they played in the uni league, which would make it easier for them.
So Adams just mentioned that most teams have student prices to help students play. That's great. Like if your team has got that, if you've got that discount for the uni guys, then amazing. But I do think it's a missed influx. Yeah, for sure. So Baffa increased the registration fees and reduced the number of games. Of course they did. They need to make the new CEO job more appetizing. So Cricket Pete got 50 grand. The next guy wants 70 and wants to do half the work. So Matt's just confirmed as well that most teams that he knows discount the uni fees.
Yeah, and what they get is some unis it'll be like £250. Then they get full gym access, they get the kit, they get the jerseys, they get the training stuff, and all of that for £250 for the whole entire season. They don't have to pay for coach fees, they don't have to pay for other stuff. They get free physio stuff as well. So again,
I'm assuming that's probably a more high end, like some of the unis that are rolling out in Div 2, like. I've seen the games and stuff, and they're not exactly like, it's not like they're in full uni swag or anything.
Yeah, it's probably it would be, but
Yeah, so
Again,
Jack's just asked what we're talking about. We are talking about the NFC 2 East. That's what we're talking about.
We somehow jumped to Uniball.
Uniball's transition to adult ball. Right, so we should talk about the NFC 2 East. I look at the last year's sort of results, and the main thing that stands out to me is Humber went 8-0 in this division. They absolutely walked the fucking league, and they're gone. They are gone. They got promoted, because they were an incredible outfit and they deserved promotion. Yep. So Jack's just said you don't get gym access or physio unless you're a scholar.
No, I know unis that give gym access and physio, so that's not true. It might be just certain universities.
Case by case. So, the thing is, not every university is going to provide the same sort of thing. This is what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for Tibbs to jump in and be like, "Why are you talking Uniball? What are you doing?" We need to get Tibbs in to give us the full rundown of why more Uniball players don't play adult ball. But we're going to talk about adult ball here. Humber is gone. So that leaves us with the Darlington Steam, the Doncaster Mustangs, the Gateshead Senators, the Lincolnshire Bombers, and the Wakefield District Raiders.
Well, if we're going off last year, I'm going with Gateshead.
So the thing is, right, Gateshead struggled. They got absolutely pasted by Humber, and they split the series with Wakefield. The thing is, everybody was propped up by being able to play DC, because DC were fucking woeful. But DC also got to play Doncaster, and Doncaster were there was a reason that one of our most famous things about this show is #pray for Donny, because Doncaster has been so very, very bad for so very, very many years. So right there, I feel like the Bombers could be a bit of a dark horse. So the thing is, the Bombers were in Div 1 a couple of years back, and then they got relegated. They had some struggles. They got relegated. I still think the Bombers are a decent team. They've got top tier social media presence as well. So I just, it's. I'm looking at, and I'm going to say, because the thing is, the other thing to remember is you look at so the Steam. I'm pretty sure I can't even. Steam were a Div 1 team last year when they shouldn't have been. So they got promoted into. They were in NFC Central, I believe. Yeah. So the Steam were a Div 1 team when they shouldn't have been, because the whole realignment where the Scottish teams were moved. The Steam got realigned as well. They went up with so both them and the Wolverines got promoted, and then they're back now in Div 2 where they belong. Top tier media presence does not equal wins. It does not, but it equals favoritism from me. If I think you've got a good social media presence, I'm going to be more inclined to
you social media.
I am. I absolutely am.
Right.
No, I think it's weird. I know who Steve's pick would be. Steve's pick would probably be Wakefield. It's because he spent all of last season wanking on to me. Wanking on about wanking on to me. He did all of last season, and then his wrists are tired, and now he can't join this year's stream.
Oh God.
Nick makes a good point. The Bombers did get beaten twice by Lee, and I crapped on Lee earlier on.
I'm sticking with Gateshead just because they were the best out of the rest last year, and if they have kept the players that they've kept, then I guess they could probably still have the same push.
Well, it's also because with the DC presidents have folded, so they just don't exist anymore. Which means that those players have got to go somewhere. The two closest teams are the Darlington Steam, if you want to go further south, or the Gateshead Senators, if you want to go to the north. So the issue with Gateshead is they are pretty close to the Vikings territory.
Oh,
yeah. So the Northumberland Vikings train and play up near the Newcastle airport. So anybody that's half decent that would or really decent that would play for Gateshead would more than likely travel to Northumberland. So that is why Gateshead has always been
Yeah.
middle
Okay.
of the pack.
Yeah, maybe not then. This division's kind of difficult when you don't know it. We don't really know much.
This division's kind of difficult when you're from the south. Well, it's also the fact that there's no clear cut.
Who's dominating?
Yeah, so this is Ollie is just, and again, this like I said, very rarely do I disagree with Ollie, and Ollie has very eloquently put the point that I was trying to make. High-end socials is an indicator that the club is running its ship properly and they have their day-to-day locked in and can look to expand the services. Not 100% of the time, but it's an indicator, is what Ollie said. And that's kind of like, if I see a team with very good social media, it means that they may, like, it's an indicator of possible solid recruitment because they're out there and teams know that they're out there. It means that they've got the resources to be able to allocate to social media. So you would assume that they're taking care of their other day-to-day runnings as well. Like essentially Ollie has just surmised this perfectly, and I don't need to expand on the point. So Tony's just said that the Vikings are Prem, so if players want to play Prem, they'll go to the Vikings. And it's, do you want to play Prem or do you want to play Div 2?
Yeah, you're going Prem. So all right, maybe not Gateshead then.
Yeah, and I think like last year we had Humber the year before had shown flashes that they were a very, very good team going into last year. So they were the clear favourites going into last year. It was like, wow, Humber's great. Like, they were strong. And then they came out and they walked their division last year. They're gone.
Yeah.
And the division that they left behind is just a little bit of a
meh.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna go Wakefield. My missus is from the Wakefield area.
Are you trying to make Steve happy?
Steve really I don't know where Steve is. Like he could be dead for all we know. My missus is from the Wakefield area. Steve really liked the Wakefield Raiders last year, even though they weren't great. So I'm going to fill in for Steve. I'm going to be the proxy, and I'm picking Wakefield.
Let's make it free, Pete. Let's all go Wakefield for this season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's make it free, Pete.
Wakefield District Prison Raiders. Yeah, HMP. For Wakefield Raiders. Who do we think for promotion then?
Oh.
Because because the thing is, right, you've got Lancashire, Leigh, Sandwell, and Staffordshire, and then you look at it from the other side: Wakefield, Lincolnshire, Gateshead, Doncaster, Darlington.
I think it will come from the west, and it will probably be Sandwell Steelers.
Yeah, I think it's either the Steelers or the Surge.
Yeah, I think it will be. I think it will come from the west. And
I think the promotional team is coming from the west. Micah sounds like a man who can be bought. Keep that one in reserve. I'm thinking either Steelers or Surge. So I'm going to agree with you on that.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get to meat and potatoes of Britball. Div 1. This is we spent much too long on Div 2 because we talked about Uniball for the majority of the Div 2 conversation.
Now, this is where it's going to get hard.
Yeah, we're going to start in the south, and we're going to go east to west. So SFC 1 East. So we've got a bunch of Kents, or the Kent Bowl, or the Battle of Medway, whatever they want to call it.
Or the Battle of London.
Wow, yeah, is it really though?
No.
Can you call it the Battle of London when you've had like the Blitz and the Hornets and the Stallions and everything all in the same division for so long, and the Warriors and the Blitz and
the true fun of this game this division will probably be East Kent. We've seen their social media stuff. We've seen who they brought in. If they can get it together, then I think this will be their division.
Right about now, I'm expecting Benny to pop up in the comments again. Bring on the O slander.
You can't deny what East Kent have done. You kind of can't really deny it. They've got.
So this is where I was going to go where Sandeep's gone. He thinks the Devils. I'm assuming it's supposed to say, I think the Devils have a chance, but he's just decided to cut half the words off. I want to know, have they still got
I don't think they do.
No, they don't.
I don't think they have they're allowed to have the Americans this year.
Oh,
so again, that again puts in the factor of were they just good because they had the Americans?
Well, if you ask Norwich last season, they said no.
Well, they lost to the Cheetahs in the promotion game. So
yeah, but the Cheetahs have been a very good team for the past couple of years. Like they were flirting with promotion the year before. Steve Rains has a little crystal ball where he'll tell you that the team that lost in the playoff will win the next playoff, and they did. So who did the Cheetahs beat last year?
Cheetahs beat Norwich to get to the.
There we go. Norwich is winning the division. That's the way it works. It's the way it works.
I don't know.
Rushmore beat the Cheetahs.
I don't know. I'm
calling Norwich
with what East Kent Mavericks, the players that they have. If they don't get promoted, then it's a absolute flop. If they do not get promoted, then it's like, what did you bring all these players in for?
So all the Americans on standby are not allowed off their army base. Is what Freddie said. Yeah, they need to be getting ready to ship out to Russia at the first notice. Gary's mentioned he heard the Devils had a new coach that lasted about 3 weeks before player power forced him out.
Player power, wow.
So that's interesting.
Player power at amateur level. I've never heard of something so crazy.
East Kent Mavericks look strong in the preseason scrimmage against the Cats, so a good contender for promotion. Ollie says no slander on the Mavs. Good team, slapped D2, will be very competitive in D1, but to take it, he's not sure, and he reckons the Devils will be gone. He's just saying the Devils are in turmoil.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm bringing it up. Get off my comments. O should have beat the Cheetahs. Field goal missed from the one with time expiring to win the game. Well, good teams make good plays. Bad teams don't. So, shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Yeah.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. You should have beat them, but you didn't. And what happened? Now you're stuck here in Div 1 with these teams again.
Yeah, there we go. But yeah.
So the Exiles have come down. That's the thing. The Exiles have come down from the Prem, but
if they didn't even bring any players in this year, they're probably going to find themselves in Division 2.
They had a massive exodus halfway through last season.
Yep.
Yeah.
They lost 24 at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
But a bunch of them moved over to East Kent as well.
Yellow.
So
okay. So we haven't even talked about the Blitz B.
Boy, I don't even know because again,
the bastard bees, as they love to be called.
The bastard bees may be a part of the bastard A's. I don't know. Like, if we're gonna be honest, I don't know who. It depends on what's happened within that club. Because again, we don't know what in God's earth has happened.
All right. Let's throw it out there. Who's winning the division?
East Kent.
Yeah. My heart wants to say Norwich, but everybody's been telling me that their shit's gone hit the fan. So I'm going to go East Kent as well. They do seem like the logical option. We haven't spoken about the bastard bees because they're going to be gone. Right, so East Kent's going up. Is Kent going down?
Yes.
Exiles. So the Exiles are going to do
I think the Exiles will be probably worse. They will split it with the Blitz B, but I think that Blitz B will probably score more points and have their head-to-head against Kent.
Okay, well, what about Kent versus Norwich, if Norwich is in turmoil? Because the Americans have gone to the Cats, apparently.
That's a good point. But they're the only team.
Tom said, "Spill the beans."
They are the only.
Stop hiding what you know about the Blitz. Spill the beans.
I don't know a damn thing. I haven't been around. Norwich are the only team in their catchment area for it.
Yeah, so, but they've been the only team in their catchment area for a few years, and they didn't really start doing anything about it until the Americans sort of popped up on the screen. So,
yeah. I don't know. It'll be between them two, wouldn't it? Kent and,
Yeah,
and Norwich.
Norwich and Kent. One of the two goes down. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's head across to the SFC One Central then. And this is where we've got another London team. Like, I love this. It's like we got London teams. We got London teams in the east, and now we've got London teams. Like, if we've got an NFC Scotland, why do we not just have SFC London?
True. There's two teams in the central. Bear in mind, Wembley.
Just to clarify, you're only bringing up the O's to slander them. They're the middle of the pack.
We didn't even talk about the O's.
No, we didn't.
Like, the issue is, talking about the O's is basically saying those that are not good enough to start at Warriors, Blitz, will probably end up at O's, most likely.
Yeah.
So that's literally all it is. And if they want a better structure, because again, London Hornets probably won't have a great time this season, and
that's the thing. Yeah. It's like the way that I look at the O's is it's like you're not good enough to start for the Blitz or the Warriors, but you still want some prestige. So you don't want to get linked to the Blitz Bees. You don't want to be playing for the Hornets or the Stallions. So you're like we are the other, because the O's have history.
Yeah.
They've got gravitas in the name, but they just haven't really got gravitas on the field. So they're just middle, like they're we'll get 3 teams. Is it going to be like 2 teams from each division or 3 teams from each division making playoffs? Is that right? 3 teams from each division make playoffs?
Yeah, dependent. I think it's dependent on record, isn't it? Unless the rules have changed again.
Or will it be 2 because there's 3 divisions in the SFC?
Maybe 2, but the rules, the playoffs change every year.
I think it's 2. I think it's top 2 make playoffs. 2 from each division, because in Div 2, because there's only 2 divisions, the 3 make playoffs, and they need 6 teams.
Yeah.
If it is 3 teams that make playoffs, the O's will make playoffs. Like, that's the thing. If it's 3 teams that make playoffs, so we got East Kent, so we got Mavericks, Exiles, Blitz, Olympians, Devils. If 3 teams make playoffs, then
I agree with that.
So 16 players. So top 2 make playoffs.
Yeah, right? I agree with that. It will probably be East Kent and Olympians as 1 and 2.
Yeah, so they'll make playoffs. They'll go through probably as like a 4 seed, because they won't win the division, so they'll go through as like a 4 or 5. So 1 and 2 seeds get by. Yeah, they'll go through as like a 4 or 5 seed, and they will be feisty in the playoffs. But ultimately, it's just going to be another season where next year you're back in the exact same place.
Yep, I don't disagree with that. That is probably how it is. Yeah.
Cool. SFC 1 Central. Hornets, Saints, Dreads, Knights, Stallions.
Yeah. See, the issue is I watched the Hornets and Stallions play a couple of years ago, and the Hornets blew a lead that could have pushed them into the playoff contention, but that went bad. Wembley Stallions are too up and down. They're hot and cold too much.
So both teams, both the Hornets and Stallions, went 5-5 last year, and I'm pretty sure they split the series against each other.
They did.
And I've got to agree with Ollie. I think the Knights are the only team worth a damn in the division.
I'll give Oxford Saints a potential dark horse if they can. They show glimpses that they
went 1-9 last year.
They went 1-9.
Yeah, sorry. And their only win. Like I remember because I was again Steve loved the Oxford Saints last year because they put out a really good product when it came to streaming. They had really good facilities for like their ground and everything when it came to streaming. So Steve loved the Oxford Saints, but they just didn't put out a good product when you actually had to stream the game. Because you had to watch the Oxford Saints play football, and it just wasn't that fun. So there we go. Their only win was the 5-3 versus South Wales Warriors. So it was a fucking safety and a field goal versus a field goal was their only win last year.
That's kind of bad.
So no, I have no faith for the.
Who else was in this? Wait, so who was in this division?
This division last year was the Cheetahs, the Bobcats, the Knights, the Apache, the Warriors, and the Saints. This was a fucking buzzsaw of a division last year for every team not named Hertfordshire.
Jesus Christ! Right, yeah.
I'm really sorry to anybody who played for Oxford, but I feel like I was a little bit mean.
Yeah, I guess
this team, this division last year was absolute fucking like you could not pick who was going to do what last year, except unless you were Hertfordshire, because they just walked over everybody. And yeah, Martin's thank you. Their O was not. Yeah, it was not. Your offense was not good last year.
Have you improved this season? Have you recruited well?
I don't even know if it'd be that hard to improve on what they were rolling out last year.
The issue is that they have 2 university teams. They have the Oxford Lancers that they could they should be able to pull some players from there that were really good. But again, this is where the recruitment comes in for uni, but we're not talking about uni ball.
Yeah, so there we go. Ollie's just saying he hoped they visited a uni to recruit.
Hey, sometimes that's what you need to do.
Right, okay. Rushmore is the only team that Beg's talking about really in this division.
Yeah, I think so.
But at the same time, then you've got Wembley, Portsmouth, Oxford, and London all vying for...
I think Wembley could be the second team. Depending on how they do, I don't know. I've never seen the Hornets travel out of London very well, and the fact that they have to travel to Portsmouth and down to Guildford, I'm not too sure. I'm not 100% on that one. But yeah, I think Wembley might be the second team. If Portsmouth probably grabbed up all the uni students. They probably did, and the uni team just played in the Prem for their first ever season.
So that's the thing. Like Portsmouth have very strong links with the uni team. So the Dreadnoughts and the Destroyers have very, very strong links. They often sort of interchange coaches, things like that, or coaches will split duty.
Yeah,
for both teams. And I actually wouldn't be surprised if the Dreads give everybody, I don't want to say including Rushmore, but you know what? Fuck it. I'd say they're going to give Rushmore a good run for their money, and they're going to beat everybody else.
Yeah,
I think Portsmouth at worst. So what? It's a 5
team, so they could end up 8-2.
So it'd be 8-0. It'd be 8-0 because it's 5. It's a 5 team. So if they won 8, they'd go 8-0. So so you play everybody else twice. So it's 4 teams. So I would not be surprised if they go 6-2.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6-2. It could even be at a stretch, it could even be a 7-1. Like they could split the series with Rushmore, but Rushmore. The thing is, Rushmore was flirting with promotion last year in the playoffs.
They were, and
they pushed Hertfordshire.
They pushed them. They pushed them well.
So I would say Hertfordshire. Rushmore is still the favourite in this division. Portsmouth would be, if you could put bets on it, Portsmouth would be betting odds for second, the second best odds for first, and I think that they would probably. If I just look at I would say they'd probably cleanly beat everybody but the Mavericks in the East Division.
Who, Rushmore?
No, Portsmouth.
Oh, Portsmouth. I could agree with that. I could agree with that, depending on what.
If they're finishing, so if it's top 2 for every team. I can never remember. Do all 3 division winners do they get
1 and 2? I think they all get ranked from 1 to 6, and then
so you can finish second in your division and still finish be ranked second. And okay, cool. I could easily see them coming in at 3.
But home game first, and then away the net.
They'll be a playoff team. They will be. Portsmouth will be a playoff team. The thing that you've got to remember, though, is that there's some other very feisty teams in the East. In the West, which is where we're going to head now. So we're going to say for the Central, I think if anybody gets relegated, I think it could be Oxford.
Yeah.
Oxford, I think, will be fighting for relegation with a couple of teams from the East. So it could be sort of Norwich, Kent, and Oxford fighting for relegation.
Yep, I agree.
Someone wants to know what the Colts jersey you're wearing is.
Oh, it's a. Let's see. Is
it a custom? Is it a 58 custom?
Yes,
it is. It is a 58 custom. Right. Oh. So there we go. We have got confirmation here. So top gets 1, 2, 3. So if you win your division, you get a top 3 seed. Yeah. And then if you get second place, you get 4, 5, 6. So I think Portsmouth will probably finish 4. I think they could very easily be the top ranked second place team in their division.
Yeah.
Russ loves your number. 58, the best number. You're both linebackers as well.
Well, I've played everywhere, so.
Oh well. I when I first met you, you were a linebacker. Right, SFC West 1. So this division we got Bournemouth, Bristol, the Hereford Stampede, the Somerset Wyverns, and South Wales Warriors. Yeah, Jack's gonna comment the fact that he's sipping red.
Look, I had a nice dinner before, and I had that with it, so had to bring it on. I wasn't finished.
So we look at this division. We've got 2 teams that are in promotion last year. In the
Hereford.
Yeah, in the Stampede and the Wyverns. So the Wyverns went 7-1 in Div 2 last year, earned promotion, and the Stampede went 7-1 and earned promotion as well. And then we've got incumbent Div 1 teams for Bristol, Bournemouth, and South Wales.
Yeah. Okay.
So Jack's just mentioned that Russ plays everywhere. So it's both of you. It's just 58. 58 means that you play everywhere. Warwick reckons that Russ Paulson's going to be ejected by week 3. Is that from the league? Because by that point he would have had 3 ejections or 2 ejections, because you have to have a week off after an ejection, don't you? You get 1 ejection, then you're suspended. Bristol at home in week 2. I could repeat last year. Ollie wishes nothing but pain and disappointment for South Wales because they fucking destroyed his knee, being a bunch of cheating motherfuckers.
To be honest, I don't expect South Wales to do anything. I'm not.
I reckon South Wales gets relegated.
Yeah, I'm not the.
They're going to be in that relegation battle. They may not get relegated, but they're going to be in that relegation battle with Oxford, with Kent, and with Norwich.
Yeah.
They're just in this division. They're just not that good of a team.
No, I think Bournemouth will probably be the one to take control of this division.
Bournemouth were a playoff team last year, I think, or if they weren't, they just missed out. I can't remember. But they won.
Yeah.
Let me have a look.
I would have said
they were a playoff team last year. They went 6-4, 6-4 in that buzzsaw of a division with Hertfordshire, Rushmore, the Apache. So the Apache went 4-6 last year. They're feisty.
But they will never get promoted, so it's sort of a pointless.
Anybody good enough to help them earn promotion is probably going to be they can go straight up. Yeah, because that's the thing. Like Bristol's, they're going to be constantly competing with the Warriors, so they need the best players in the club playing for the A team.
This is the thing. I feel that Bristol have sort of done it right. If you're good enough, there's a separate entity, but they still get promoted. The players still get pushed up to the big brother team to play.
So this was going to be my question, because I just saw this. Bournemouth have the QB from the Dreads last year, Sam Scott, which means I was about to ask what happened to Sam Chance, because Sam Chance, this is weird, because in 2022 Sam Chance played for the Dreads.
Yeah, okay.
He jumped to the Bournemouth Bobcats in 2023. In 2023 Sam Scott played for the Dreads. In 2024, he's now jumped to the Bobcats. So where is Sam Chance this season? So we know where Sam Scott's going to be playing next year.
What?
Okay. So Sam Chance, Bournemouth don't have Sam Chance this year. Remember the opinion last year where their offense wasn't much without him. Sam has so Bournemouth themselves have told us that Sam has retired due to injury.
Okay.
Please pass on my condolences to Sam Scott, because he will be retiring next year due to injury.
Oh my God.
Because his career path is laid out. Have you ever seen Sam Chance and Sam Scott in the same room at the same time? No, because I've never seen Sam Scott in any room at any time.
You put the voodoo on him.
I have put the voodoo on him.
My God.
We're gonna take all of your healthy joints and we're gonna give them back to Sam Chance, because I know Sam and I like Sam and I don't know you, Sam Scott. I'm sorry, that's all there is to it. Pretty sure we put the voodoo on somebody else last year as well.
Oh, good Lord.
Right. So Bournemouth won?
Yeah, Bournemouth won. Apaches will probably be 2, but again...
No.
What, you think... What, would it be Hereford?
I reckon Somerset.
I
reckon Somerset are one of the teams that have done the associate process right. They did associate, and then they have systematically, like in their first season, they were feisty. They made an impact. In their second season, they came out and made everybody take notice. Third season, they gained promotion. They're now in their fourth season, I believe, and I reckon that they will be a playoff bound team. They are a great outfit. They're very well run. They're very well coached, and they've got numbers. Because a lot of players that went from because, like I said, they were the most stable team in the southwest outside of Bristol.
Yeah.
And there's nothing further south that gives any sort of hope for things being well run, apart from the rumors we're getting out about the Vanguard now.
Okay, so then
Somerset offense is really pretty spicy, and they're not seeing any scary defenses in that division. Somerset and the Apache live on Sport Tank this Sunday. Absolutely, it is. And Warwick has just said up the Wyverns or Wivens. I can't. It's Wyverns or Wivens, and I don't know what the English pronouncement is. So English people, English say it differently to New Zealanders and Australians. But I reckon Somerset finishes second. The Somerset Dragons with 2 legs, because a dragon has 4 legs. Wyvern/Wyvern only has 2. So the Wyverns. There we go. So the two-legged dragons from Somerset are going to go. Yeah, bring back the dress. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely, best name in Britball. Best name in Britball. And they folded because they just couldn't sustain a team. So Bournemouth won, Somerset 2. I reckon Hereford and Bristol will fight for 3 and 4. 3 and 4 will come out, and then South. Well, I don't know. The boss is apparently paying attention from somewhere in the ether. And he's just said that the Jurassic Coast Raptors are not the best name. The Staines Removers. The Staines Removers were the best name in Britball.
Okay.
The best name in flag is the Werewolves. There we go. Yeah, the Raptors are extinct, just like the
Jurassic era.
And there we go. Nathan's just told us that the Staines Removers were. There we go. Someone else remembers. Pepperidge Farm remembers, and so does Nathan and Steve. Bournemouth Bobcats, number 1, Somerset 2, and then I don't know, Hereford, because this is Hereford's first year promotion back into Div 1. So
Bristol, I'll say 3.
Yeah, Bristol 3, Hereford 4, and then South Wales at 5, and I think they'll be fighting for relegation with
Hereford. Yeah.
With Norwich, Kent, and whoever the hell I said I was possibly going to get Oxford.
Yeah.
Right, we've finally made it to Div 1 in the North, and it's only 9 o'clock.
That Bristol, that uni talk was
yeah, I know, right? Right, we'll start with the Midlands. NFC 1 Midlands.
I'm not gonna lie.
You don't know Northern Ball.
I do. You just don't know I do.
You don't know ball.
But I'm going with this one. Would probably be Nottingham Caesars and God, I say their name wrong anyway. Probably Shropshire and the Revolution.
It's got to be the Caesars. The Caesars for me
one.
Is just Caesars number they're 1.
Yeah.
They were so close to being promoted last year.
Playoff game just.
Yeah, they went 10-0 in the regular season and then just fell at the last hurdle in the playoff game. They are a incredible outfit.
They are a Prem team in Division 1. Let's say what it is.
Absolutely. So before the Highland Stags existed, back in the 80s and 90s, they had the Loch Ness Monsters. Big fan of that. We'll talk more about the Loch Ness Monsters when we get to NFC Scottish. So Caesars have picked up so many players from Loughborough Uni this season. Yeah, so there you go. The rich are getting richer in that fact, because they were amazing last year. Really, NFC Scotland, the NFC 1 Scotland, I don't care. Yeah, so the Caesars, it was
They were great.
It was a great campaign.
They were great,
but they would have come away from it disappointed because they would have been of the opinion that they were getting promoted.
Caesars are like 50% uni players.
But it doesn't matter. Like
they were great, exactly.
They are that. Yeah, I mean, it was them and the Vikings. Like it was neck and neck. Like it could have gone either way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Caesars win this fairly easily. Then you've got the Panthers who've come down. Yeah, so Phil's mentioned if you want to talk how to work with local unis, Nottingham is the best example. Nottingham, what is it, green and gold? They've got two teams.
They've got green, gold, and NTU.
Right. All three of them feed into the Caesars. And both green and gold, which one's there's one that's like
gold is in Prem,
yeah.
Green is in Division 1, and then NTU are in Division 1 as well. Yeah.
Gold is obviously like now obviously the what was it? Was it UWE went back to back or something?
They went back to back.
Yeah. Yeah, and nobody did anything against them whatsoever. But outside of UWE, like I saw that Nottingham Gold had some good performances in the Prem division. So there's definitely some quality ballers there, linked up with the Caesars. You would assume just based on the level of play that they put out. But I don't want to spend the entire time talking about this division talking about the Caesars because there are other teams. Leicester just got relegated. Leicester was Prem. See, the thing is,
They got to Prem because Sheffield asked for relegation.
They didn't. So 2 years ago, they walked. They did what Nottingham did last year, right? They walked Division 1 last year. They were a Prem level team in Division 1. But then they got up to Prem.
And didn't do anything.
Yeah. They got their bottoms paddled. Like a naughty child. But at the same time, if you remember, they had a game cancelled, right? Against East Kent against East Kilbride because of travel.
Yeah.
Now, if that game had been played, and there had been so because it was based on, I believe it was like points differential or.
Well, no, apparently so. Regardless of what it was, Leicester Panthers weren't even in the relegation section. Merseyside were the team that they were above Merseyside.
Yeah, and then because they would have got like essentially Leicester got stiffed because of a game being cancelled.
Yes. Yeah.
And it meant that Merseyside stayed up, Leicester went down, and we didn't get to see what actually would have happened. So. The other teams in this division,
North and Birmingham Bulls.
Yeah, so there we go. It was points per game against in games that you actually played.
Jesus, that's
So they tied with Merseyside in the head-to-head and cancelled game, caused them to get demoted. Yeah,
fair enough.
So in this division, you have got Nottingham Caesars, Birmingham Bulls, Leicester Panthers, Northants Knights, and the Shropshire Revolution.
Yeah.
That's 5 quality outfits, providing that Leicester hasn't completely shat the bed and they're just going to go in freefall.
Yes.
Birmingham, strong team last year. Shropshire Revolution had a really good season, earned promotion to Div 1.
Yep, and their OC is pretty good.
So Birmingham and Northants both won 4 games last year. Birmingham went 4-5-1. They drew, but the thing is, Birmingham drew with the Chester Romans, who won 6 games last year. Chester went 6-3-1 on a tie with Birmingham, and I think that was it was a game where I think it was like a 7-7 draw, and apparently it was a mudbath, if I remember rightly. Yeah. That game, It was right at the beginning of the season. It was almost just a wash of how bad the field was. Northants Knights 4-6 last year. I think we could see them struggling at the bottom with Shropshire.
Yeah,
because I think it's safe to say Nottingham's winning this division.
Yes. Yeah.
Nottingham is winning this division. Like, if anybody doesn't like that, then you need to go outside and touch grass. It is what it is. Go get a taste of reality for a second. Like, if you don't think Nottingham's winning this division, like,
you're crazy.
I don't know what to do with you.
Yeah.
Leicester, it just depends on how well they recuperate after last season, because we heard a lot of drama coming out of Leicester last year. There was players weren't turning up. They just weren't. They didn't have it in them anymore. They didn't want to play. They were just.
And that that is frustrating. I'm not gonna lie.
North Ants are a feisty Div 1 team, but I don't really see them sniffing promotion. I think they'll get pasted by Leicester. I think they'll get pasted by Nottingham. Well, I know they'll get pasted by Nottingham. I don't even need to say I think.
I think they'll lose to Birmingham.
Yeah, see, I think they could split between Birmingham. I'm not sure finishing bottom in. Yeah, and to be honest, Aaron, I agree. I'm not sure finishing bottom in this division means you're a bad team.
No,
I would agree with that.
It just means that everyone else was better.
This is this is a very tough division. Looking at this division, this is filled with. I could easily see a world where North Ants, Shropshire, Birmingham all take games off of each other.
Yeah. And
Aaron's made another really good point that the NFC 2 teams would not want to come up to this division. No, they wouldn't. I don't see an NFC 2 team winning any games against any of these teams here.
And this is the difference, and this is how big the jump is from Division 2 to Division 1, where you look at a team, this division itself.
But the thing is, right? It's not even just this this version. Like the NFC 1, so that's the NFC 1 Midlands. NFC 1 North is still just as fucking the Div 1 level, both in SFC and in NFC. It's parity. It is prime parity, and it's great. I absolutely love it. So we need to pick a winner. We've picked Nottingham.
Yeah, that's easy. Second place.
We need to pick who else makes playoffs.
I'm gonna go with a wild shot, to be fair. Are
you taking Birmingham?
No, I'm gonna take Revolution
taking the Revs
as a potential double playoff.
Yes, go on, Revs. Well, I mean, the Revs were great in Div 2 last year. They were absolutely great.
Yeah.
They were
didn't show up against East. Wait, who did they play again?
No.
East Kent. They didn't show up against. They didn't really show up against East Kent in the finals. But I still think that the team is good enough to possibly fight again for another playoff position for another year.
You know what? I'm gonna do Tyler a solid, because I don't know if you know, but Tyler's joined the North Ants Knights.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I know.
Tyler's joined the Knights this year.
You don't have to be nice.
I have had a love affair with the North Ants Knights social media team for about 2.5 years, and it's for the brand that I'm going to pick the Knights to go second. It's for the brand. It's for the brand. Like I can't pick them against Nottingham because I'm not a loony. But I'm more than happy to say, you know what, North Ants will finish. They'll be the team that finish it. It won't be clear. They will struggle, and it could very easily. I can see it decided on points. Like I don't even think that it'll be a game. Like they could easily finish with the same record as the team that's in third. But I'm going to say North Ants. North Ants is the other team that makes playoffs from this division. They don't get promoted, so they will be in the Div 1 next year because Nottingham's going up.
Yeah, 100%.
Right. So we've had a request from Tom earlier on. This is cat number 3. It's time for the rundown. Luigi. It's time.
You've gone. Your audio has gone. Luigi has messed up your audio. Nope, still gone. So, seeing as Oz has now begun silent. Finally, I love it. There you go. Are you back?
Am I back?
Yeah, you are.
Cool. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, you are back.
Oh, okay, cool. No, the cat didn't get the mute button. The cat pulled the cable out for the microphone. Yeah, for us. I love you too. You hurt my feelings. You almost got your chance to. You could have been piloting the show, Micah. You could have taken it any direction you want.
Yeah, I'm not that crazy, not yet.
Carl's written us an essay, so I'm going to read this out because it will not show the entirety of his comment. But Carl says, that's the state of Britball now compared to the 80s and 90s and early 2000s. The sport isn't the same. The commitment isn't the same because it's meant to be fun, and sometimes teams self-implode because of a lack of player turn-up. Then game day, everyone is available. So essentially, nobody turning up during the week for trainings, and then they turn up on game day. It's not the same, and there's less teams and less divisions. 5 to 8 years will show whether it's flag that takes over. It'll be interesting the next few years of the BAFA journey. I'm terrified that flag will be the thing that takes over because I'm terrified that BAFA is going to push flag and kind of just leave adult ball as the forgotten stepchild.
Thing is, due to the fact that you have flag in the Olympics now, it's going to get pushed. Like, it's inevitable that flag will get pushed a lot more than the adult game will.
The thing that I think that could be a saving grace is the expansion of the NFL.
Yes, and yes.
Because the expansion of the NFL not necessarily just into the UK, but into Europe. Like if they do NFL Europe, because they want an expansion team on this side of the world because it is
money.
It's a gold mine. It is an untapped gold mine. They want somebody over this side. So I think that expansion could put a lifeline into adult contact ball.
But my only thing is the difference between us and other Europe countries. Other Europe countries are no longer amateur. Most of them are
semi-pro.
Yeah. And they are allowing imports. So they're allowing Americans to come in and play, which we can't afford to do right now. No. So that's where we're standing still.
The fact that David even said he's not planning on running a 5-and-out in flag, let alone a 10-and-out in flag, tells me all that I need to know. Because, mate, I'm not even running a drag route. I'm not going 2 yards past the center and then running a drag and flag. So I feel you, my brother. Solidarity. Right. Let's get to the NFC 1 North. Yep. Now that we've had the cat update, we've had the NFL talk. NFC 1 North brings us Chester Romans, Humber Warhawks, Scunthorpe Alphas, Sheffield Giants, Yorkshire Rams. This is a hell of a division as well.
Yeah, it is. Chester Romans should be the best team, but they should be the best team, but I've heard rumors that they've lost players to other teams. I know.
See, I don't know if you can say that because Scunthorpe's in the division. Scunthorpe went 8-2.
Yeah, no. Chester should be the better team. They should, but they're not going to be because from what I know is that they've lost players to Titans. So players have decided to leave and go to a Prem team to play. So that's that. Scunthorpe, I guess they've got good numbers from last year.
So Scunthorpe had a really, really good season last year. They finished 8-2, made playoffs, and I think they lost in a close game to Nottingham, if I remember rightly. I think they drew Nottingham. They drew Nottingham, and Northumberland drew Chester.
Yeah.
Scunthorpe's another one that's come through the associate process in the last 3 to 4 years and have done it really, really well. They've got some big boys on that team. They put out a quality product. Even with the hindrance of Warwick Grosvenor being there, Scunthorpe will win the division. Chester Romans have an amazing new defensive end, Rory Gallagher. One player doesn't make the team, but watch this space. Can he catch tuddies?
he could definitely force fumbles and run him back.
Yeah, true. Take it back. But, I look at this, and the only team I see consistency from is Yorkshire. And when I say that I see consistency from them, I don't see them getting relegated, and I don't see them winning the division. Like they to me just seem like a really middle of the pack outfit. Like I spent 3/4 of last year shitting on Sheffield. Just absolutely going in to the point that every time we even went live, we had people from Sheffield just not happy with me. Because I wasn't happy with the fact that they just were putting out a sub-quality, turnout. And then they came away and they won a game like late in the season. They beat someone that I didn't think they would. And they were like, ha, look at what we did. And I was like, ha, you did it in like week 8. Like, where the fuck was this at the beginning of the season? But they were in the Prem 2 years ago.
Yeah, and they self-relegated themselves to drop down to Division 1.
Yeah, to try. Yeah, so that's the thing. They still will probably have a core of players that remember what it's like to play Prem ball, that will still have a thirst to play Prem ball. So they could very easily push these other teams for that promotional spot. Humber Warhawks, to me, is the dark horse for the fact that they were in such a poor division. Like, they looked so good last year in such a shit division.
But were they really good, or were just everyone else just really shit?
That's what I mean. They were the Lamborghini parked outside the crack house. But then you walk outside and it's not a Lamborghini. No. It's a Mazda MX-5 with a Lamborghini body kit. But it's still parked outside the crack house, which is that division. Yeah. It looked like, the meme. It's got the Bugatti Veyron in the rundown, like the rundown garage.
Yeah.
Like, that's what Humber were. They were just incredibleness in this environment of just shittiness.
Yeah.
But how does it stack up against other very good teams? Very, very, very good teams.
And that's the
Chester, very good team. Scunthorpe, very good team. Yorkshire have fallen off in the last year or so. Like, I thought that they were going to be pushing North, because I remember 2 years ago, it was them, East Kilbride, and Northumberland pushing for that last promotional spot from Div 1. And then East Kilbride got it. And then coming back last year, I thought, you know what, Yorkshire were really, really good last year. They split games with East Kilbride. They split games with Northumberland. I was like, right, they're going to be pushing Northumberland this year. They struggled. They had a losing record. I believe they went either 5-5, 4.
They went 5-4. They only played 9 games.
They only played 9 games. Yeah, so they had a win. Sorry, I'll correct myself. Then they had a winning record, but they did not look anywhere near as convincing as they did the year before.
Yeah, So in my eyes, I think Scunthorpe will win the division.
Yeah, I agree.
Who will come second? That is probably I think that'll probably be the hard. I think Chester will. Chester would be the logical pick. Yeah, but I think Chester, Humber, and Yorkshire maybe it'll come down to points between those 3. But Scunthorpe should run away with it.
I'm going to say Chester. I'm going to say Chester comes second. I reckon Humber surprises everybody and finishes third.
I'll do one better. I think they may finish second.
They may finish second. So who does finish second? Because I need you to give me
somebody. Humber will finish second.
Okay, you can't say they may, because that just leads to everybody. Like, they may finish second, but also so may another team. Like, that doesn't help. Okay, so we're saying, you're saying Scunthorpe 1, Humber 2. Cool. I'm saying Scunthorpe, Chester.
Yeah.
Right. NFC Scotland. It's just NFC Scotland. It's not NFC 1 Scottish. It's NFC Scotland.
Oh, God. Why this? Okay.
And there's 4 teams. And one team has to go a long fucking way. Like, the Proclaimers were singing about the Highland Stags away schedule. They will walk 500 miles to be the team who turns up on your door to play a game of football, and then they'll walk another 500 for the reverse fixture. Like, it is just so far away for Highland from everywhere else.
Bloody hell.
And there we go. And I've been told they'll do it happily. They will. That's what the Proclaimers said. They were happy to go the 500 miles and 500 more.
See, the issue is with that sort of mentality, you know what? Highland, I'm going to put Highland to win this division.
Man, I'm putting
just that mentality alone. Not a lot of teams have that mentality that they're willing to travel.
Bro, I'm looking at this division, and Highland is 100% winning this division. Like, just I spent all of last season. So the thing is, I had a problem. I spent all of last season talking about how shithouse Inverclyde was. Like, they were. They just were. And again, this is not personal. If I tell you how bad your team is, it's not personal. It's just everybody else in your division is better than you, or you may be in a division like this where half of the teams are bad. Highland will win.
I think that'll be it.
Glasgow second.
I think it will be one team from this division because there's only four. I think there might be one team that gets playoffs, and then it'll be 3 teams from one of the other 2 that will make it the best team. Because it doesn't make sense. Because what you're saying that 2 teams in the division where there's only 4 teams. So what? 2 of them are guaranteed.
Yeah, but then you're penalising Scotland though if you're only giving up 1 playoff spot. It has to be 2-2-2. It has to be 2-2-2.
Yeah, I guess that.
Stags take it close between Tigers and the Blackhawks. I agree with point 1. I do not agree with point 2. It will not be close between the Tigers and the Blackhawks.
So it is still 2-2. So
it'll be Stags and Glasgow. It will not be close between the Tigers and the Blackhawks. The Blackhawks won 6 games last year, and they benefited from the fact that they were able to kick the shit out of Inverclyde and Aberdeen. Like that, 4 of their wins came against Inverclyde and Aberdeen. Yeah. And Inverclyde is still in the division, so there you go. Clyde Valley will get 2 wins there. Aberdeen is now associate, so you've just lost 2 wins. That's just what's going to like. Highland will 2-0 them. Glasgow will 2-0 them. Clyde Valley will get 2 wins against Inverclyde, and Inverclyde will get no wins against anybody. That's the first division that I've predicted everything. That's 1 to 4. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But like, from what I've seen the last couple of years with these Scottish teams, like Glasgow's been good, but they've been because of teams folding across Scotland. So we lost. Who did we lose? We lost the Dumfries Hunters. They died. Yes. The Dunfermline Kings. They got fucking dusted. I swear there was another Scottish team as well that just went. Aberdeen. They're now associate. Like the Scottish game has just gone. And just shrunk into absolute nothingness. That it's now gotten to a point where you can look at it and go, "You are better than you. You are better than you. You are better than you." Clyde Valley will play Inverclyde 3 times this year. Brilliant. Clyde Valley gets 3 wins. Choice.
Yeah. That's that for that one. Yeah.
That's a nice simple division. Highland wins it. Glasgow second. Then Clyde Valley, then Inverclyde.
The next division is very easy to go through as well, to be honest.
Yeah, no. So Dumfries Hunters 2021. Yeah, I'm more just meaning of the Scottish game in general, Tom, where you had a lot more teams a few years ago, and they've just gradually, slowly but steadily, just gone.
Look, if you can't fill the numbers, then it's
no. It's true. It's absolutely true. But it's meant that teams like East Kilbride and Edinburgh have benefited from it. Has benefited from it for sure. Okay, so we're off to the Prem.
Yes, we are.
Right. We'll start in the south because the national champions come from the north.
Yes. So this is pretty easy, to be fair. It'll be Warriors and Blitz 1 and 2. The Warriors and Aztecs 1 and 2. Jesus
I was like, what? This will be easy. The Blitz are finishing second.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just used to those words coming out of my mouth when I talk about itself.
You shouldn't be used to it because I don't think the Blitz have finished second for the past 2 years. Yeah. So you shouldn't be used to those words coming out of your mouth. Wash your mouth out with soap.
It'll be Warriors and Aztecs 1 and 2.
Are you okay?
But that game, those games are probably going to be the best from the south. Whoever takes the first one. Oh,
yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Whoever takes the first one, they will have because the second game will be at Aztecs. And the Warriors did not travel very well last year down to Aztecs. So
the thing is, right, is outside of these 2 teams, and don't get me wrong, the Blitz the Blitz have been a very strong team for 10 years or whatever the fuck it's been, like it maybe longer. The Cheetahs, amazing Div 1 team last year. The Cats, they were plucky. They were plucky last year. They won some games people didn't think they'd win. They competed in other games that people didn't think they would compete in. The Thrashers are getting relegated. My point is that outside of these two teams, it kind of feels like it doesn't matter.
It does. Yeah. It does. When you're not associated, you feel. When you're associated, you feel that it matters. There's a chance that you
That's
can
interesting.
do this, do that.
That's interesting.
But as it's moved from the 4G to a rugby field, yes, because I'm not sure why they moved, but hey,
they had really, really good
the field
facilities at the 4G. Yeah,
yes, it was great. But I guess maybe because you had to park there on a Sunday when you're an away team, you had to pay to park there on away. It was not. Yeah, it was annoying.
Tom, Micah's rankings don't include anybody outside of the Prem, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. So.
Oh, right. So we've been told that the rugby club's still a 4G field. It's got to stand. It's got to stand. So there we go.
Hey, more supporters in. Nice.
Okay. So are you picking Warriors 1?
Yes. Warriors 1, Aztecs 2.
You raised an eyebrow at me, but I'm pretty sure the Aztecs beat the Warriors last year. Like, I'm pretty sure they split the series last year.
They did split the series last year, right? And again, we all know what the Warriors' weakness was last year on that defense, right? It was their secondary. And no shade to any of their players, no shade to any of the players that were playing in the secondary. You gave up a lot of points because the secondary kept getting beat deep. And there were always confusions going on.
Confusions? Not just one confusion.
Did you not watch that final? Adam Bamba was in the middle of the secondary with no one around him, and he walked into the end zone for a touch.
I saw the playoff game between. I went and saw it live. I saw the Warriors play Edinburgh. I saw that live, and the two touchdowns that I saw Edinburgh score were, I think one of them they marched it in, and then it was based on just deep seam routes to the tight end, like over the middle of the field. So I get what you're saying. So like this, because their safeties were like 5'7", 5'8". Like they were not big dudes.
No. So it's one of those ones where the players, they weren't great, but I feel that this year it's changing. It's changed a lot at the Warriors, and
okay.
But it'll be a very exciting game, that's for sure.
Okay. 100%. Okay. So who's finishing 3 then?
See, my heart would want to say Blitz, but I don't think it will be. I'm going to say it will potentially be Cambridge, but my choice will probably change after this weekend's game. Because if Cambridge don't beat Blitz at their ground this weekend, then Blitz will probably still have enough firepower to get free.
Yeah, that's the thing. So Cambridge have got Blitz at home. If they can't beat the Blitz at home, they're not beating them away.
No.
But I'm picking Cambridge for 3.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna say Blitz 4, but they will be close with Hertfordshire.
Yeah.
And then so it'll be Hertfordshire and Blitz 4, Hertfordshire 5.
Solent getting relegated.
Solent don't win a game this year.
Oh, because Solent's got Cheetahs first. They got Cheetahs on the weekend as well at their ground.
Yeah, Solent. I don't think Solent win a game this year. I think Solent go 0-10.
Would it be close games with Cheetahs, or would it be a wash, or would Cheetahs just run away with it?
I think it'd be close. I think it would be disingenuous to say that the Cheetahs are gonna roll them. I think it will be close. And I think that they could have at least one close game against both the Cats and the Blitz as well.
Yeah, because I know Solent lost a lot of players. Again, like mid-season last year, they lost a lot of players Like most of their linemen left. Yeah, and they got a whole new coaching staff now.
Yeah, it'd be disingenuous to say that a new team coming up is just going to wipe the floor with soap.
It has happened before.
Absolutely. But I think that they've got enough. So Gary said that Solent's lost a lot of their older players in their QB. If that's the case, that will be very, very telling.
Yeah, then they will have to be...
Because one of the things that I think that's sort of understated in the Prem, or maybe it's not understated and it's just my sort of perception of it, but veteran leadership in the Prem is so much more important than it is at Div 1 and Div 2 level. Like having those players that have played in the Prem before is one of the most important things, especially for a new team or for a team fighting to stay up.
QB's gone to Aztecs.
I mean, I thought the Aztecs had a great QB. Is he going to start or is he the backup? I could have sworn the Aztecs had a great QB last year. Yeah, they do. They've got a whole new coaching staff, not just new head coach, whole new coaching staff. So I think the Thrashers go 0-10, but I could see them running at least close on home games, like when they're at home against the Cats, the Cheetahs, and the Blitz. But I don't think it will matter. I think they go 0-10.
Yeah. Alfie Burke is not there anymore. Alfie Burke left. So, yeah, he's not at Solent anymore. Well, this is what I was told, that he was no longer there. So, yeah.
All right. So you're picking Warriors 1, Aztecs 2.
Yes.
And then Thrashers for relegation?
Yes.
So Aztecs QB 3 is in GB. Jesus Christ. That's wow. So Alfie's gone to the Aztecs. Everybody's going to the Aztecs.
The thing is, it comes down to that old saying, like, people want to win championships. People want to play in top games. They don't want to just there to play games and then nothing to show for it. Mate,
turning up week in, week out to go 0-10 with in a 60-point like deficit every single week is demoralizing.
And again, I hate the mercy rule. I can't stand it. But if you're consistently playing games where the game is
and you're getting mercy rules
every game, then it's kind of a bad. Yeah, it's not great at all.
Yeah. Right. Speaking of the mercy rule, we'll head to the north and go have a look at the mercy rule Nighthawks. Prem North, which is one third. Yeah, bro, you can't tell me that you have not heard me call them the mercy rule Nighthawks.
No, I've never heard that before.
Oh my god, yeah, 100% the mercy rule Nighthawks.
Oh god,
they just get like. Do you remember old school? Would have been old school Gridiron Hub. And we used to have the fistings of the week. Used to have gold, silver, bronze fistings of the week, mate. Merseyside would just be, they'd have so many giant rubber dildo trophies in there. It was Gridiron Memes, sorry, it wasn't. It was Gridiron Hub, it was Gridiron Memes. It was like 2015, mate. They would have so many like gold, silver, and bronze rubber dildos with just giant fists. Because they just got worn. They got worn like a rubber glove last year.
This I do agree. They are looking very scary.
Yes, they are, and I'm still going to be contrarian. I'm going to pick Bristol to win the division.
Of course you are. Warriors are just going to win that division.
Well, Steve's not here, so someone's got to pick vicariously. Steve's going to live vicariously through somebody else's picks. So I'm picking Bristol. Bristol to win it. Warriors, yeah. Warriors, I think they'll, split the games. I think Bristol wins one, Warriors win another, and it comes down to points.
I think Warriors could potentially go.
You think they're sweeping?
Yeah, but I also think that they potentially would have the lowest points scored against them in their history. Maybe a touchdown, maybe 3 touchdowns.
Oh, you think? Are you calling the Warriors to go UWE?
I think the Warriors will have probably the best defense in the league, 100%. Yeah.
Are you picking shutouts against Bristol?
I can't say shutout against Bristol just because of the players that Bristol have.
Mate, they're QB3s in GB. Are you picking shutouts against everybody but Bristol?
Yes. Unless they go and put in their second strings and third strings that give up a score. But I feel that when the starters are in for Warriors, it will just complete lockdown, I feel.
Okay. Well, we'll probably have to get somebody to confirm this at some point in time. But are you essentially saying like the Warriors starting defense will not concede a point to anybody but Bristol?
I will say that, yeah.
So essentially you'd be looking at like no points scored against in the first half at least.
Yes, no points scored in the first half.
Okay, well, that's because you can't mercy rule until the second half anyway.
Yeah,
so that's the best way to look at it. You're saying the Warriors will not concede a point to any other team apart from Bristol in the first half of this season. Yeah, like first half of games across the season.
I will say that, yes.
Okay. Damn, that's bold.
Sometimes you got to be bold.
Yeah.
It's a big claim.
It blows my mind that you can go from literally working with the Blitz to like full shafting the Warriors in the space of like 6 months. Like you are cupping the balls and all. Like just it's incredible.
Well, we've all seen what happened this offseason, so
I haven't. Bristol! Right, Prem North. So Titans win it. Who comes second?
Edinburgh.
Yes. I agree. Absolutely.
I think East Kilbride will push Edinburgh for the second spot, but I think Edinburgh will have enough just to get over them.
Okay, so that's still... So, okay, I'm saying it right now. Nighthawks are getting relegated.
I can work with that. I don't think Newcastle will...
I don't think Newcastle gets relegated.
I don't think they'll be bad at all this year.
Merseyside is in such they lose players to Manchester. They lose players to Tamworth. Yeah. Like they are in that area where players will go to Manchester, players will go to Tamworth because they're both better squads, better teams than Merseyside. It happened last year. The only reason they didn't get relegated last year is because... excuse me. So Mike is not letting on that the Blitz's secondary have gone to the Warriors. I mean, we saw the Blitz's secondary get shredded by other teams, so I don't really feel like that should matter.
Blitz secondary is all GB.
Okay, they still got shredded by all GB offense, I guess. Like they got the Blitz got their pants pulled down by the Aztecs, by the Warriors. They didn't even make playoffs. If you want to go back a couple of years beforehand, they got slapped by the Titans. Like it's cool. They've got the Blitz secondary. That just means
Titans. Blitz have never played the Titans.
I thought they played them in the semis, when they
never played Titans.
No,
they played Tamworth.
Yeah, it was Tamworth. Sorry, they lost to Tamworth.
The Blitz defense didn't give up a point in that game. The QB threw a pick six, which ended up winning Tamworth the game.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about when Tamworth beat Bristol in the final. Yeah, my bad. But still. It's cool. They got better, but it's like it's not like the Warriors secondary were schlubs. They were still sort of a top 5 secondary in the league.
Yeah,
it's because they were still you're good enough to start for the Warriors. Like that's so cool. The Blitz secondary has the entire secondary's gone to the Warriors. Cool. I mean, the Blitz still gave up how many points to last year to Bristol?
17. They were actually really close games. Blitz lost to Bristol. Bristol scored 19 points in the second meeting and they lost the first one. They only scored 16 in the second. I'm
having a look at the points against, and they were actually the lowest scored team against. So well done. It was their offense that struggled as opposed to their defense. So I might have to recalibrate that then. I can backpedal that. But I'm still picking Bristol to win it. But we're talking about the North. About the North. I think Edinburgh 2. I think Tamworth 3. I think East Kilbride finishes 4. I've
got a source that says that Tamworth's struggling to get players for training. They're struggling to get players for training.
Yeah, it's a good way to surmise it, Russ. We can just say that Warriors had a boost in their secondary. Right. Okay. But when we say they're struggling to get players to their secondary, are we talking like Div 2 size of squad where they're rolling out to the 23, 24?
Well, from what I heard is that sometimes they have no O-line at practice.
Jesus.
So I don't like.
I'm still unwilling to count Tamworth out.
They will always show up. Like they did it last year. They only missed playoff by 4 points because they lost to Edinburgh in the first game.
Yeah, so that was the thing. I was going to say, I think Tamworth and Edinburgh split the series again. I don't think Edinburgh walks into second place. I think Tamworth. I think Edinburgh and Tamworth split the series. I think Manchester goes undefeated. I still don't think there's a team in this division that can touch Manchester.
No, because Manchester's got all the best players from the north.
Yeah, but it's the same. Manchester are just doing what the Warriors have done. Warriors and Blitz have done for years. Like the best players go where they can be appreciated and where they have a chance to win a national title.
Exactly.
So we've just been told plenty of O-line this. So Jack's obviously with Tamworth. Plenty of O-line this week. Got a few new weapons.
Okay. Well, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong,
mate, Steve. If Steve was here, he fucking loves that statement. When you turn around and hit him with the old "prove me wrong." I did it last year, and he spent 10 minutes having a whinge about it. But I mean, what doesn't Steve spend 10 minutes having a whinge about? Can we just touch on Steve for a second, like because he's not here?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm worried he'll watch it back though. I'm worried. it could be next week's rundown featuring Steve and no one else, and he's just backtracking everything. So Jack's just there we go. Jack's just said me being one of the new O-line. So Jack's just going to big himself up.
Well, you got to big yourself up in this game. If you don't big yourself up, then
no one else will. No one else will. Everybody else will shit on you. Predictions on under 19. We don't touch on under 19.
Let's be real. Let's be real. Under 19s. If it's not London Blitz under 19s, then it's no one else. Because again, they've gone 4 years back to back.
The other thing is under 19s. We try to stay away from it because some of those guys are still kids. I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to talk shit about kids. So stay away from under 19s on that side of things. So. Unfortunately, you're not going to see anything in terms of under 19, under 16 content come out from us. Apologies. Tony's just mentioned EKP, new head coach, some new players.
Yeah. So that's going to be interesting.
Don't sleep on the Caesar. No one. Yeah, I have a rule. that is 100% my rule. I do not touch under 19s. No one's sleeping on the Caesars. It's just they're in Div 1, so they're going to win their division. They're not in the Prem, so we can't really sleep on them versus Prem teams until next year. So I 100 Titans win it. Sorry, we don't cover under 19. It's maybe at some point down the track, but just not right now. It's not something that we approach.
Yeah.
You might see it maybe if you're following Micah on Twitter. You might see him tweet out something about the Blitz under 19s team, but
very unlikely.
Not on the rundown show. Sorry, guys. Go.
Edinburgh Wolves would be good, but after last year's playoff, it's like I want to see a competitive game. But again, I don't know what any other team up there that would be as competitive. East Kilbride with the new head coach and coaching staff, and from what I've heard is that they've had a lot of old players coming back to play. So again, East Kilbride, hence the reason why I said that they could be a sneaky number 2.
So I know that the Sealand team, their Masters team, played against East Kilbride a couple of weeks back. And there was a lot of older guys that came back in that game for the East Kilbride. So I definitely think you could be onto something there with East Kilbride looking to be a strong team. I still pick Edinburgh as the pick of the litter for the Scottish side. It's kind of, to me the Edinburgh EKP breakup reminds me kind of like of the Warriors Blitz over the last few years. Yeah. It's like all the best go to the Warriors, but then maybe the other players that are still really, 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 really good and want to prove themselves against the best, they might go to EKP. Are we doing a live game day thread? So Stags had a preseason game against EKP. I wonder how that went. I actually have no idea how the Stags preseason game against EKP went. Are we doing a live game day thread this season or just score updates thread? I believe it will. I don't think we've got a live game day show lined up, purely because I know I'm not doing it because I like my Sundays. And the rest of the teams are tight. The rest of the guys. Sleeping on the Caesars under 19 season again. We don't really touch on under 19 content. It's because a lot of the other guys from the Sport Tank teams will be doing the live streams.
Yeah,
they'll be at games. So like yourself, you'll be at games in the South doing photography and stuff like that. The live streams will be set up to provide the content for people to view. So we don't really want to be diverging from providing that live stream facility to then having people split off from watching the live stream to come watch like a Sunday game day live show. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. I don't believe we'll be doing a Sunday live this season. Like I said, I like my Sundays. Like, I like to be able to sit down and watch a live stream. Like, I want to watch some of these games. And nobody wants to sit there and watch me watching a live stream game. Yeah. So, just me and my pants holding a cat.
Jesus.
We'd just get banned. We'd get banned. Right. Can we talk about some of these fucking Prem teams?
Yes, we can.
I think Tamworth and Edinburgh are going to fight for that second spot. I say Edinburgh's finishing second, but I could easily see a world where Tamworth upsets them. Like, they have been a very good outfit for the past few years. Yes, they've lost players here and there. A couple of their struggles have come from the fact that they lost their starting QB for back-to-back seasons.
Ooh.
Not for the entire season, but he missed multiple games last year.
You need that consistency.
Exactly. So I think Edinburgh and Tamworth are going to fight for that 2 spot. EKP, I've got firmly cemented in at the 4. Because if Tamworth and Edinburgh are fighting for the 2, that means the other one finishes 3. And then I've got EKP at 4, Northumberland at 5, and I think Merseyside gets mercy ruled and goes 0-10.
Yeah.
Merseyside is the Solent Thrashers of the North. They've both got weird-looking bird logos. They both beat on the Farnham Knights back in the mid-2014s, 2015s at one point in time. And
then that's it. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I don't disagree. I feel that it will be... I feel that it will probably be Edinburgh. No, yeah. East Kilbride, Edinburgh and Tamworth will be fighting for that second spot. It depends. Due to the fact that I feel that East Kilbride, if they have got a lot of their old players and if the new coaching staff has set everything straight, because again, look at their social media, it does look really good. And again, the head coach, I feel like he is trying to set things in the right direction.
So who's your national champion?
Oh, you bastard. National champ.
Who's winning it all?
Winning it all.
Because for you, your playoffs go Manchester plays Bristol, Warriors play Edinburgh.
Yes. So then it will be Manchester versus Warriors in the finals.
And who's winning?
I am going to say the most unpopular thing, and I feel like everything's going to go back to London. I feel that with the upgrade in the secondary for the defense and the offensive weapons that the Warriors have received this offseason as well, I think the Warriors will finally get over that Titans hump.
How many years has it been since we've had a Southern champion?
2.
So was it Titans, Warriors, Tamworth?
No, it was.
When did Tamworth win it?
Tamworth won it the year that Warriors were playing in
Europe,
the European game, where they lost to Tamworth in the semi-finals, and Tamworth beat Blitz in the final.
Yeah, I know. So I thought that was
2000. I think it was 2017.
Oh God, okay.
I think it was 2017. Then it was Warriors again. Then we had COVID. And
that was right.
Then Warriors versus Tamworth in the finals at New River where Tamworth went for it, the onside kick. They went for it twice, received it twice, and then Warriors proceeded to give them the absolute beat down in the second half, winning that one. And then the next year,
Manchester.
Titans, Manchester.
Okay, I'm picking a 3-peat for the Titans. I think they beat.
Hey Sam, I love you too.
We can't see what picture he's put in the comments. Are the Titans playing in Europe this year? Yes, but from what we discussed sort of early in the show, is it could very well end up being a one and done. They've got a first game against the Swedish outfit. If they lose it, they're out of Europe and they can focus on the domestic season. If they win it, they obviously progress through.
Yes. Again, the finals is probably going to be the best finals we're going to watch this out of the 3 battles
this year.
Yeah.
No, I reckon, and so this is what Tom's asking as well. Because I reckon the Div 1 final is going to be fucking psychotic.
It'll be Caesars. Caesars will be one of them.
Yeah, Caesars are going into the Prem next year.
You know what?
Okay. It's a camera emoji. I thought that was...
Yeah. He was just emoji.
See, I thought that was the screen telling me that there was a photo, like a photo comment, and I was like, I can't see the photo.
Look,
comment.
he's keeping the receipts because they use it for fuel. But
good on every team.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be a wild one, but I'm gonna say it's gonna be Caesars versus Mavericks.
Okay, but tell me who's your North Div 1 final before, like just the North Div 1 final?
The playoff, the promotion game.
Yeah, the playoff for the promotion game.
Caesars versus
Highland Stags or Scunthorpe Helpers. That's where we've gone with those.
Scunthorpe, yeah. I think it'll be Caesars versus Scunthorpe in the North promotion game.
And then obviously you've got Caesars over Scunthorpe.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to go Caesars versus Stags, and I've got the Caesars over the Stags. I've got Caesars getting promoted next year.
Okay.
If we head down to the SFC, so you've got your division winners of East Kent.
Yep.
Rushmore.
Yep.
And
Bournemouth. I'm going to say it's going to be East Kent versus Rushmore.
And
I think East Kent
you've got East Kent beating Rushmore.
Yeah, I think East Kent will be the home team and they'll get that victory.
I've got East Kent versus Bournemouth.
Oh.
And I think East Kent beats Bournemouth.
Yeah.
So East Kent in the Prem next year.
Yeah.
Nottingham in the Prem next year.
Yeah.
Then for our heading up from Div 2 up to Div 1.
Oh God.
Did you have the Senators winning the Div?
Yes, I did.
For the East. Yeah, you had the Senators winning, and then you had the Steelers winning.
Yes. I think Steelers will probably get up to Division 1 again. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I had Wakefield and I had Surge. So I think Surge make Div 1 next year. In the SFC 2, we both had Colchester.
Yeah.
And then you had the Thunder.
Yes.
I think I had the Storm.
Yeah. I think Gladiators will probably finally get back up to Division 1. Well, yeah. I think Colchester wins the promotion from that one. Yeah. And then our relegation teams, I had Merseyside for the North. I think I had Merseyside for the North as well.
For the South, we both had Solent.
Yep.
For Div 1, we had discussions of Kent, Norwich, Oxford, and
South Wales. Yes.
Who do you reckon?
South Wales.
I reckon South Wales.
It could be South Wales or Oxford.
I reckon Oxford. I think Oxford gets relegated. I think Oxford ends up in D2.
Ooh.
It's a tough scene.
Prove him wrong.
And then from the Div 1 North, We had. Can a Scottish team get relegated? Is that possible?
This is where it doesn't like. I think it will be possible because where they're gonna go? Travel on to a Div 2 team. That's
the thing. It's like Aberdeen is an associate, so you'd assume after the season of the associate status, they will come. They'll come back up, and then it'll make it a 5-team division. I don't know if a team can get relegated from Scotland. I mean, a team could fold. Sorry, excuse me. A team could fold, and I can see a possibility where Inverclyde folds. But if they can't be relegated, that just leaves us with based on what we talked about before, it would leave us with either Sheffield or Yorkshire, or Panthers, Bulls.
I'm gonna go Sheffield. Will probably get relegated.
Yeah, so Tom's just mentioned that Aberdeen forfeited a game last year. It didn't go down. No, but they did. Well, they didn't go down in season, but they went to associate. They were in. Well, but they were in the league until they weren't. If that makes sense. Like Baffle was like, "You'll be back in the Scottish division," and then they were like, "No, we won't. We're going to associate." Peace out, motherfuckers. I reckon. Man,
I'm gonna say Sheffield Giants because
I'm gonna say the Yorkshire Rams.
Oh.
I know I had a little spiel earlier on about how I think they were just going to be consistently Div 1, but no, I think the Rams go down.
Okay.
All right, NFC 2. Who folds? You can't get relegated, so who's going to fold? I think we could very well see Doncaster not finish out the season. That's in the NFC 2 East.
Yeah.
NFC 2 West, I think. The thing is, with those 14 divisions, like you'd be like, oh, they've only got a limited amount of games to play. Well, they've got 8. I think they'll play 8 games.
I think they'll still play 8.
They'll still play 8, but they'll play someone 3 times, or a couple of teams 3 times.
I remember a couple of years ago there was only 3 teams in one of these divisions.
It was this one. It was the one with like Lee and crew, and they ended up with 3 teams.
So it was like.
I think all teams finish it out with Lancashire, Lee, Stanwell, and Staffordshire. I think they all see out their program. Always #pray for Donny. It's been that way for 3 years, I want to say. SFC, I think
East Valley will probably.
Ouse Valley. I don't know. I don't want to.
I don't think they'll finish. I don't think they'll play all games. But again, you can't get relegated from Division 2.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you end up in associate. I don't think Cornwall finishes out their schedule. I think Cornwall just dips halfway through and hits you with that emoji where the guy just like pieces out and turns into a ghost.
And all the players just move up to Division 1 and go play for.
No, they all bugger off to the other associate teams that are in Devon. They go play for the Plymouth Vanguard and for the Torbay Trojans. Right. To finish it off, give us your power rankings.
Oh, Jesus. I forgot we still got to do that. Right. Power rankings.
These are Micah's alone. I've had no input. Steve's had no input. We don't want to give any input. So if you don't agree with them, if you don't agree with them,
I gave it to you yesterday. You said absolutely 100%. You agree with all of it.
I said absolutely 100%. I'm not saying anything about this whatsoever. This is all on you. If you don't like the power rankings, make sure to find Micah on Twitter. I think he's mrich58 on Twitter. So go find him.
I'm not gonna lie, my power rankings have slightly changed.
Oh,
yeah.
Come on.
After discussing a lot of things have changed over time. So we will resume this next week. I need to redo it.
Oh my god!
I need to redo it. But we need to go for games.
You're hitting people. You're going to wait for so you're essentially going to wait for a week worth of games before you can play your power rankings. You're like, let me actually see how these teams are before I decide to rank them.
Yes.
Right. So there's going to be no preseason power rankings from Micah because he's an absolute wet blanket.
Yes.
He was paid off. See, this is what everybody said. They said you were going to be paid off. Come on, just read out what you've got on the paper.
Great. This is this is before we discussed anything. Anything got discussed. Anything got said. Right. So we can go from 12 to 1. Or shall I go 1 to 12? No, I'll go 12 to 1.
12 to 1.
Right. So this is before anything was said and discussed. Unfortunately, I do have Blitz at 12. Merseyside at 11. Northumberland Vikings at 10. Hertfordshire Cheetahs at 9. Solent Thrashers at 8. East Kilbride 7. Cambridgeshire Cats 6. Edinburgh Wolves 5th. Tamworth 4. Bristol 3. Now, this is where I got really stuck on number 1 and 2. I couldn't figure it out.
Who did you have somebody written down on that piece of paper in front of you?
No, I've literally got
two. Have you left 2 and 1 blank?
I've got 2 Manchester Titans or Warriors. I couldn't figure out which one it was.
Mate, there is a lot to unpack.
There is a lot to unpack.
Mate, Blitz at 12. The Blitz at 12.
Unfortunately, with everything that has happened throughout it, I'm not a part of what's happening at the club, so I don't know what's going on. And I'm
not surprised that you don't know what's going on. They're not going to tell you shit. You've got them at 12.
Look, it's just one of those ones where Look, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I'm gonna be honest. Do you know what surprises me? A lot of the players, with a lot of the Blitz players leaving Blitz and going to other teams, it's kind of hard to understand where they are at this moment in time.
Do you know what I found more shocking than Blitz at 12?
What's that?
Solent at 8.
Yeah, I thought Solent would have been good, but now after I figured out more news, it was like, that's totally changed. That to me, like Solent at 8 blew my mind. Like I could get 11. Like you want to put them above Merseyside? Go ahead. This was long. This was all written long before. But yeah, 1 and 2. 1 and 2. I have no idea who to pick from that. But we still have games to pick.
Have we?
Yeah.
Oh, right. As in like this week's games.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. Let me get the pick. So me and Steve did last year. We did picks without actually doing picks to start with, and then for like the first 3 weeks, and then we were sort of neck and neck for the rest of the season. But Steve was always just wanking on. He's like, "Nah," I'll beat you in the first 3 weeks of the season. But we never had a proper look.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, I've got it all here.
All right. Let me just grab mine.
I wonder if Steve would like to jump in on this one. That would be if he was.
I have no idea with Stevie. I'll have to send him a message to see if he cares to jump on because he's gone walkabout. I think he's off living his life because he didn't want to do anything with these. So we could ask him.
I don't think he's very keen. So we'll.
Well, I got no message. I'm assuming he's actually just off living his life. It's just To everybody not in the know, Steve. No, 100%. Steve would have left by now. It's his 2-hour limit. The rundown is dead to Steve. Like, there's a reason that we're still going is because he has no input whatsoever in what happens now. So we can turn this into a 4-hour show if we want.
Oh,
and there's nothing that bald old man can do about it.
But it seems that week 1 we already have an interdivisional match.
Oh, you're gonna make me bring up Lead Republic. Right? Are we starting Div 2? Where are we starting?
I guess we can go straight from Div 2 from the bottom and then work our way up.
Okay.
So, Swindon Storm versus Colchester Gladiators.
I'm taking the Glads.
Glads as well.
Yeah.
Now, the fun name, Essex Tridents versus Sussex Thunder.
You know what? I'm going to take the plucky Tridents.
I'm going to go Thunder.
I thought you might. I'm taking the Tridents. I want to see how they go.
North Division 2 Northwest Miners versus Steelers.
I got to go to Steelers.
Yeah.
Got to go to Steelers.
Steelers 100%.
Yep.
We have Southern.
Oz's weather report is there's going to be storm clouds at Micah's house when the Blitz find out that he had them at 12. High chance of stabbings. Oh no, you're north of the M25 though, aren't you? So you should be okay. There's not as much knife crime.
Here's the thing. I don't mince my words. I say what I see, and what I see is something not great.
What he sees is he didn't want to put out his power rankings because he changed his mind.
I did change my mind. My mind did get changed throughout it, so it is what it is.
Pussy-o.
We South Division, Division 1, West Somerset versus Bristol Apache.
Yeah, I'm taking Somerset. I'm taking the Wyverns.
Yeah, I'll probably follow same suit with that one. This one's probably easier as well. Bournemouth Bobcats versus South Wales. Bournemouth.
Oh, it's got to be the Bobcats. Yeah.
And then we have Division 1 Central. Knights versus Dreadnoughts. Oh.
My mind's telling me no.
I'm giving
my body.
I'm giving it to the Knights. I'm giving it. Knights are at home as well.
Yeah. Home. I'm gonna give. I'll put the home team advantage on, but at the same time, you could see me picking the Dreads in the reverse fixture at Portsmouth.
Division 1 East, Norwich Devils versus Blitz B at Norwich Devils.
I'm taking the Devils.
Yeah.
Are you?
I'm taking Devils as well. Yeah, I'm taking Devils as well.
Cool.
We have
the Battle of Medway. The Battle of Medway. Bunch of Kents.
I'm not even. I'm probably going to be with East Kent Mavericks all season. So
yeah, are you sort of going to pick them for an 8-0?
Yeah, I think they will probably win out completely. If they lose the game,
so kind of like a 10-0, like if you're predicting playoffs as well.
Yeah. Oh. Well, no, I'm not predicting playoffs. Just the regular season. Just the regular season.
You said win it. You said win out. You said win out.
Just the regular season.
And if they're winning out the regular season, they're going to make the playoffs. Winning out means winning out.
Division 1 Midlands, Revolution versus Northant Knights.
Right. Well, I picked Northants to take second in the division, so I'm gonna pick the Knights.
I picked Revolution, so
all right, there we go. I think that's one of our first where we've got a couple where we've gone the opposite way, but not too many.
Caesars versus Bulls.
Caesars.
Caesars 100%. Division 1 North, Warhawks versus Giants. Warhawks.
I'm taking Humber. Yeah, I'm taking the Warhawks.
And then we have Scottish, Blackhawks versus Stags.
Stags.
Blackhawks. Oh yeah, Stags. Doesn't matter.
I don't. The thing is, right? That's like a 5-hour journey for either one of them, and I still think the Stags would win both fixtures.
That's crazy. Premiership South. Wait, yeah. Thrashers versus Cheetahs. Cheetahs. And then we have Cambridge versus Blitz.
So this is the litmus test for how bad the Blitz. If the Blitz win this convincingly,
then
they're number 3. They're number 3 unquestionably. I think it would be more of an if Blitz win this convincingly, I think it will be more of an indictment of less of an indictment of Cambridgeshire and more of a reinforcement that the Blitz is still the Blitz.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna look at Cambridge's season and go, oh, their season's dust. They just got beaten by the Blitz. I'm going to go, right, okay, well, the preseason reports that we got, it's, the Blitz is still the Blitz. It doesn't matter. So
it's,
Davies just said that the Giants are going to roll Northants and it's not going to be close.
Ooh.
Oh, no, sorry.
Giants, that
Humber.
is exactly what it is,
Yeah, Giants are going to roll Humber.
Oh, wow. That's a big claim.
I don't think it is because the thing is Humber rolled Div 2, right? The Giants were inconsistent in Div 1, but they still beat good Div 1 teams last year. So Humber is like the underdog coming into this game. With us picking Humber, we have 100% picked an underdog. And I would say if there was proper betting lines on this, we've probably picked like a 14-point underdog.
Yeah.
Like, no, seriously. Like,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of guys that you would talk to that know Britball. They would not have Humber picked to win this game because the Giants have literally just come down from Prem a couple of years ago. They were inconsistent in Div 1 last year, but they still had some strong showings where you were like, right, that's the team that was in the Prem.
Yeah.
And then whereas Humber's coming up from Div 2 where they were literally playing against fucking pond water for an opponent.
Yeah.
So it's like I know I've picked an underdog when I've picked Humber, like I have, but I'm picking a plucky underdog that I'm hoping shows something this season. Like 9 times out of 10 Sheffield should win this game. But I would like Humber to win it, so I'm going to pick Humber to win it because they looked great against the Institute for the Blind of their division last year.
Well, at a given Sunday, that's
it. Yeah, very true, very true.
Cambridge versus Blitz.
Cambridge versus Blitz. I'm going to take the Cats.
You know what? I'm going to go Blitz.
I knew you'd backpedal.
I'm not backpedaling.
Man had the Blitz at 12. Man went from having the Blitz at 12 to beating Cambridgeshire.
Yes, whatever. It's going to be an interesting game. I'm going to be at that game, so it's going to be very interesting to see what happens.
Oh, you're going to get bashed.
I get bashed. I'm not mincing my words, and I don't lie. So it is what it is.
What are you talking about? You just walked it back. You said Cambridgeshire was going to finish third. You said Cambridgeshire was going to finish third.
They can still finish third and lose to Blitz first game. So let's remember that, yeah.
All right.
All you need is 6 wins.
You just need to split the series with the Blitz and beat everybody else apart from Warriors and
exactly.
Titans.
Titans. Yeah, that's not even a.
I'm not going to pick against the Titans until
playoffs.
No, until we talk about the Europe game. And then I still might not pick against the Titans.
Yeah. Nighthawks versus Pirates.
Yeah,
I'll go Pirates. And then Wolves versus Vikings.
I'm taking Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Right.
I'd like to see the Vikings do well.
Let me just make sure. Yeah, me too. I mean, they're like them and Gateshead are my two local teams. So like Northumberland's probably only about 25 minutes drive from me. I was literally up by their training ground today for work. Yeah. So
my only downside is that they fumbled the finals against Cheetahs so badly. It was just like, what happened? So yeah.
So just double checking. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 games this season.
This week.
17 games this week. No, just this season. That's it. No more. 17 games this week. Cool. So we will find our differentiating picks in the Thunder Tridents game.
Yes.
So you've taken the Thunder, I've taken the Tridents.
Yep.
In the Revolution, in the Revs versus Northants Knights game, you've taken the Revs and I've taken Northants.
Yep.
Blitz and Cats is the other one. I've taken the Cats, you've taken the Blitz.
Yeah.
So we've got 3 games where we've decided to go against each other.
Well, it should be a fun one, eh?
Can't wait. It's the Bart Scott on the New York Jets gif where he's just like, can't wait.
Well, I'll be leading in the score points. So after week 1, so it'll be good to me.
Well, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see because what I might do is if we do a full whip, like if Hatch does his full whip around again and we get picks from everybody, I might just keep track of everybody's in the spreadsheet and just
do it NFL Network.
Well, yeah, crown a final winner.
Yep.
Right. Okay. I think we're going to wrap it up there. It's been, we were a little bit late. We started at 25 to 8, and it's now 10:15 though. So we've run over our usual stoppage time that we would be on. There's still over 100 people paying attention. So thank you very much, guys. We really appreciate that. This has been the rundown. I've been Oz. That's Micah, my new co-host. Do you want to tell us where they can find you and harass you on socials?
Yeah, you can harass me at Emrich Sports or Emrich Photography. Come over on Instagram, do your best, do your worst, whatever it is, but hit me a follow and we can chat.
We've got a couple of games. I think we've got at least one game for you this week on the streaming schedule. I need to pay attention to what games we're streaming so I can tell you. And I'm hoping that producer James will let me know what games we're streaming this week. So producer James, if you can jump in the chat and let me know. But there will be at least one game. So we've got the Warriors versus Cats game actually this week on the Sport Tank. No, not really. What a dickhead! Like I hate you, producer James. You know what? Just for that.
Even I knew that wasn't true.
Sitting there looking smug. Producer James doesn't exist. It's Steve. Steve's been here the whole time.
So the games that are streaming this week, I'll be at Rushmore Portsmouth.
Yes.
That is the game this week.
That is the game.
Tebs is at another one. I don't know. We'll post it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Follow the
Hold on, let me have a look. I should know this stuff, shouldn't I? But
you should. This is your company.
Wow, not much of a company. It's more of a gathering of
friends,
of like-minded people,
like-minded individuals.
Give me a sec. I'll put it up.
But so there's a couple of games. So there we go. Aztec. Apache. We've been told.
Yeah, Apache. I think the Somerset Apache game. Yeah, that's right.
All right. So we've got to. So if we can just edit this. Oh no, it's live. We can't. We've got two games that we're showing for you guys this week. We've got Rushmore. We got Rushmore Portsmouth, and then we've also got the Apache versus Somerset. So make sure you guys tune in. Grab a look at that. You'll find it on Facebook. You'll find it on YouTube. And Micah and I will be back with you guys 7:30 next week.
Monday.
Yeah, Monday. And
my rant is that I don't even want to fucking be here. I'm only here because this is the first one. I'll be here next week in the background because we're going to try and launch on TikTok as well, and then I'm fucking done.
Mate, I restrained myself so many times of clicking the button just to drop.
And I was going to switch my video off, but then I thought it probably helps if you could see me. But
I appreciated you leaving your video on, and I ran on sort of a trust mechanism. I was like, if I go drop him in, then I'm going to fucking lose him. So
yeah, I did think of going off, but then I've got the live stream for Insta over here. That's worked really well for us today, by the way. That's
perfect. Tom wants you to send me to Inverness to commentate a game. And stream it, just a one-man show.
What I started doing when people ask us to live stream these games that we've said multiple times are out of our remit, I'll just drop a number value on it. So for him to do that, that's £7,000 for that game. So absolutely. You'll have some of it. I'll have most of it.
Mate, I'll take 10%. I'll take 10%. That covers petrol.
Yeah, I'm trying to deter people. I mean, Inverness, like the audacity of that team to be created there is it's completely obnoxious.
To be created there. Right. On that point, we're gonna leave it there. I've been Oz. This is producer James in the middle. We've got Micah down the bottom. We have been the Monday Rundown. We will look forward to seeing you guys next week with a whole bunch of games for us to review.
Yes.
Some more games for us to preview, and plenty of games to prove us wrong on the stuff that we've seen today.
Yes.
So thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you guys.